108 miles an hour. And that year he won the 12 in a row and then wound up 13-3 for the year for a fine Yankee club that was completing their fourth year of championship under Joe McCarthy. Here come the Yankees. Nettle, Stanley, Garcia, Chambliss, third to first. Roy White goes to left. Thomas at the center. And Reggie himself out to right field. Thurman Munson stuck in behind the plate. And number 49, Ron Guidry, is in the middle of the diamond. The crowd is standing, and tonight I'm sure we will have the recorded voice of Mr. Robert Merrill and our national anthem in just a moment.
Baltimore General Manager Hank Peters called that 24-10 loss an embarrassment. But he thought the Orioles manager Earl Weaver's decision to use an outfielder and the catcher to pitch was the correct one. The Toronto Blue Jays shellacked the Orioles 24-10 Monday, and in the fifth inning with a score 19-6, Weaver sent outfielder Larry Harlow to the mound and later replaced him with catcher Elrod Hendricks. Toronto General Manager Peter Bavasi said it was illegal to pitch the two men who were not listed as pitchers and protested the game despite the win. Weaver defended his decision and asked Bavasi for an apology. According to Peters, he says, I'm embarrassed by the way the club performed, but he says, I'm not upset because of what Earl did. He said, there's no point wasting your bullpen in a game like that when you've got a doubleheader the next day. He says, if you're going to carry a ninth pitcher just to sit around and wait for games like this, then you're going to be paying a guy who's going to pitch 26 innings a year, Peters said. And so then he asked a question, would you rather have somebody like that or a guy who can pinch run, pinch hit, or play defense?
And okay, Ned Martin, I want to get this thing started. I want to see the Red Sox Raps against the Guidry Heat. Let's go.
Well, they didn't do much against the Guidry Heat last year. He beat them 4-2 down here, but they have a 1-1 record in his career. He lost to them once as a reliever, and they almost forgot. Dear Stripling of 155 pounds, is probably the fastest fastball in the American League, along with Nolan Ryan, will face Rick Burleson. The windup and the first pitch of the game is in there for a called strike. Burleson hitting .249, 4 homers and 30 runs batted in. Had a hitting streak stopped last night at 9. Guidry, as he said in the dugout show last night, blessed with an arm and never had any trouble. Swinging, strike 2. He throws heat, the fastball, and rises out of the strike zone. And a slider that dips and breaks about almost a foot as much as a curveball would, but looks like a fastball. 2 quick strikes to Burleson. 3 quick strikes. He swings and misses, and on 3 pitches, he's gone. Rick Burleson strikes out. 1 away. Guidry has already struck out 18 batters in a game this year. He faces Jerry Remy, hitting .265, 22 runs batted in. Young left-hander, Guidry fires. He's not that young. He's 25, 26 years old. Gets a strike in on Remy. He's thrown 4 straight strikes. He has struck out now 113 in 120 innings. Strike 2, swinging. He's jammed has walked only 34. His strikeout to walk ratio better than 3-1. 5 straight strikes. Fly ball, center field. Coming on for Thomason. Gary Thomason puts it away. And 2 outs quickly in the Red Sox first inning. You cannot imagine being here. If you were here, you could find out just what this place sounds like and looks like. It's a lot noisier than last night. There are more people here than there were last night, and there's 52,000 here on Monday. Jim Rice up, hitting 324. There's the first ball thrown by Guidry, outside ball 1. Rice, who had his 23rd home run last night, has knocked in 67 runs. Ground ball to second. Picked up there by Garcia. Goes to first. Guidry gets him 1-2-3 easily. Go to the bottom of the first inning. No score.
Los Angeles manager Tommy Lasorda, calling himself the second greatest optimist in history, said Tuesday he's convinced his Dodgers are the best in the National League and will win the pennant for the second straight year. Lasorda, whose team dropped the opener of a 4-game series with Atlanta 5-2 Monday night, told a news conference his team suffered early in the season when they lost 2 starters, outfielder Rick Mundy and second baseman Davey Lopes, to injuries. And according to Lasorda, it's tough to lose 2 starters at the same time. He says, let's face it, that's 25% of a team. But he says, we're thankful that the Giants and the Reds were also losing, and we're still within striking distance with a lot of games left. The Dodgers are currently in 3rd place in the National League West, 6 games behind division-leading San Francisco, and 3.5 behind Cincinnati. According to Lasorda, he's the second greatest optimist in history. He says Custer was the first, but he says, I used to put on any uniform as a player. He said, I always believed my team would win, and he says, now as a manager, I feel the same way. In National League action Tuesday afternoon, John Stearns hit a 3-run homer, and Pat Zachary fired a 6-hitter to lead the New York Mets to a 7-2 victory over Chicago. Stearns' homer, his 6th of the season, came off loser Dennis Lamp and capped a 4-run first inning for New York. The blast to left field scored Lee Mazzilli, who walked, and Elliot Maddox, who had doubled in the first run of the inning. Steve Henderson drove in 2 runs for the Mets with a double and a sacrifice fly.
Well, we're pleased to be informed that we're on American Forces Radio tonight, around the country, around the world, to the men and women in American uniforms, service of the United States. So Red Sox fans and Yankee fans and baseball fans, welcome to the broadcast from Yankee Stadium. Welcome again to WAQT in Carrollton, Alabama, where Butch Hobson's boats are and friends and legions of fans are. They're on Tuesday nights, I believe, and also maybe WIOD in Miami, as they're on weekends and maybe Tuesday nights. Strong station in Miami. So this game's going away. Jim Wright, 3-1, working to Roy White, and a strike is called. White pitches a strike to White. Roy White is hitting .255, 6 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Jim Wright in the biggest game of his career right now, except for his first start maybe at Fenway when he got a shutout. Pitch is outside, ball 1. He was anxious for it, facing the best pitcher. He's going to be pitching before the biggest crowd he ever pitched before. But if he's got the ice water running through the veins that he has, it might be a very interesting pitching matchup tonight. White, Nettles, and Munson up for the Yankees. Wright delivers. Curve fouled off. He gets that curve over to these left-handed hitters, might be interesting. The totals on that first Toronto game, the Blue Jays 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Baltimore 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. The winner, Dave LeManchick, 2 and 9. The loser, Jim Palmer, 10 and 6. Eddie Murray hit his 16th homer for Baltimore, and John Mayberry hit his 3rd home run in the series in 2 games, and his 13th of the year for the Blue Jays in Game 1. There's a foul back by White. So the Blue Jays have now hit Baltimore pitching for 35 hits and 30 runs, 2 ball games. The Tigers, speaking of big innings, had a 6-run first inning at Cleveland tonight, knocking Bryce Laban out and welcoming him to the American League. So Russell is now working for Cleveland. He just came over. 2 former National Leaguers working for Cleveland. The ball is outside, and the count is 2-2 to White. Dave Rosler has that lead for the Tigers. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Roy White. Switcher batting left against Jim Wright. No score. We're in the bottom of the first inning at Yankee. Here it comes. Ball outside. Fastball. 3-2. George Scott at first. Jerry Remy at second. Rick Burleson at short. And Butch Hobson at third. Yastrzemski, Lynn, and Evans left to right in the outfield. The battery of Wright and Fish. That's been the set lineup all the way, except for the pitchers, every day. Play-by-play, home and away by Don Zimmer. And it has been producing. Now the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Wright walks twice to start the Yankee first. Jim was a bit off in his control in his last start. He was beaten by the Seattle Mariners in that 3-2 ball game. Was not embarrassed. They didn't get that many runs off him in Fenway, but he was working behind hitters more than he had been before. In 54 innings of pitching, he has walked now 12 and struck out 31. So he has about a 3-to-1 ratio of strikeouts to walks. The batter is Greg Nettles, third baseman, left-handed hitter, and he takes high, ball 1. Nettles hitting .248, 12 homers, 32 runs batted in. Right into the set position now. The pitch to Nettles is fouled back. A big rip by Greg. And the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Thurman Munson on deck. Red Sox infield at double play depth. Remy shifted about halfway between first and second, playing Nettles as a dead pull hitter. Burleson 4 steps over to his left toward second base. Hobson wide of the bag at third. Pitch. Ground ball foul off the curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nothing in the first inning of Game 2, the final game of this brief set in New York. And then the Red Sox head out tonight for Baltimore, a day off, and then 4 games for the Orioles over the weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday singles against the Oriole pitching staff, which has been treated rather roughly by the Blue Jays. They have now lost 5 games in a row. Time called. Nettles backs out as Wright takes too long. More people in the left center field bleachers than there were last night. They're all filled. Wright throws. Nettles swings and foul tips it out of the glove of Fisk. He hangs alive with a 1-2 count. One ball, 2 strikes to Greg Nettles. Outfield, field around toward right. Jim throws and breaks the curve down low for ball 2. 2-2. The ball gets in the dirt, stopped by Fisk. Nettles would like to have plate umpire Kaiser look at the ball. He does, and he says it's all right. 2-2. Jim Wright from Coopersville, Michigan. He's telling people to tell us and tell the writers that he's from Coopersville, not Reed City. He was born in Reed City, Michigan. Doesn't live in Conklin anymore. He's from Coopersville. He throws outside, and the sinker fades away from Nettles, ball 3. So he's had 2 full counts on the first 2 hitters. Walk White. We'll get it. And now 3-2 to Nettles after getting ahead on him. Jim looks down, gets the sign. Roy White edges off first base. Here's the pitch. There goes White. There's a foul at the plate. We have to do it all over again. White was on the move on a 3-2 pitch. He had a stolen base last night. He's stolen 5 and been caught 4 times. The money that you send to the Jimmy Fund, goes to work immediately for treatment, research, and patient care. Help strike out cancer in children. Send your contribution to the Jimmy Fund, Post Office Box 700, Kenmore Station, Boston, 02215. Right working, 3-2. Runner goes, ball 4, and 2 Yankees are on base. Don Zimmer starts from the mound, toward the mound. Jim Wright maybe a bit flustered as he opens the game here. Walking White and Nettles on 3-2 pitches. Fisk goes out, puts his arm on his shoulder and talks to him as he walks into the pitching mound. And Zimmer joins them there. Burleson coming in from shortstop. In hot water immediately is Jim Wright. 4 of them out there. That's all they can have in the American League, a gathering of 4 in the mound. In the National League, they can have as many as they want. But the American League restricts it to 4 people in any conversation at the mound. Immediately, Tom Bergmeyer, left-hander, and right-hander Bob Stanley get to work for the Red Sox in the bullpen. Thurman Munson up. Tough proposition anytime, but particularly with men on base. Munson hitting .274. 4 homers, 33 batted in. Red Sox lay the infield back at deep double play depth. Outfield about straight away on Munson. White at second, Nettles at first. Nobody out in the Yankee first. Jim Wright reads the sign from Fisk. Throws to second. No good. It's a little high. Remy took the throw in front of the bag, but White got back in plenty of time. A warm, humid June night in New York City. It was 89 today on the streets, and maybe more with the humidity up upper in the 67% bracket. So it's been a bit heavy. Now the set. The pitch. Munson lets it go outside. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Thurman. Wright needs that ball to sink. Needs a ground ball to an infielder right now. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 to Munson. Jim will throw the sneaky fastball, the good slider, and sinker. And he has a very good curveball, maybe the best curveball on the staff. Honest, pure curveball. Munson waiting. Wright looks back toward second. Here's his pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Remy to Burleson. Over to Scott. Double play. And the runner goes to third. That's what they wanted. That's what they got. A 4-6-3 double play taking care of 2. And on the play, White moved to third base. Now there are 2 outs and Chambliss up. That was tailor-made. Hard hit right at Remy. Chris Chambliss. Cleanup hitter, batting .301. 6 homers, 42 runs batted in. Red Sox now have turned 84 double plays. They've hit into 90. Chris Chambliss stands in. Wright can work from his no windup but free delivery and not go from the stretch. Does so and gets the curve over, called strike 1. Roy White at third base, 2 outs. The infield back, and the outfield shifted toward right. Chambliss leveling the bat from the left side. And Jim Wright goes to work. Strike 2, call. Picked up the outside corner. Now he's ahead of Chambliss. Nothing in 2 to the big Yankee first baseman. Lou Piniella on deck. Long deliberation by Wright. And he delivers. Strike 3 called. He got out of it. 0-0 at the end of 1. Well, a big boost for the Red Sox and Jim Wright as he guttily pitched his way out of a tough situation with the first two men walking and then the double play ball and the strikeout. The Pirates got shut out for the first time this year. Carl Yastrzemski up against Ron Guidry in the second inning, and he lays off and tossed him a strike. There was the slider. A hard slider breaking on the outside corner. Yaz hitting .284, 5 home runs, 39 batted in. Guidry whipped fastball outside, an overhand fastball. He's been clocked at 93, 94, 95 miles per hour this year. Now the 1-1 pitch. And Yaz hits it up in the air to right field shallow. Reggie Jackson in, Garcia out. Jackson says, "I've got it," and does. Yastrzemski out, one away. The Cardinals beat the Pirates 2-0 in the first of a doubleheader. 2-5-0 for St. Louis. 0-7-0 for the Pirates, the first time they've been shut out. Vukovic, the winner. Pete Vukovic, 5-5. John Candelaria, the loser. He's 7-7. And Gary Templeton, homers for the Cardinals. Now there are only two teams who have not been shut out in baseball this year, the Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles lost their first game to Toronto, 6-2. They're playing the second up there in Exhibition Stadium. Carlton Fisk is the hitter, batting .292. Takes a strike, outside corner. Well, let's check the home runs off Guidry this year. Ron has given up only 3 home runs in 88, in 121 innings. Pitch is high for a ball, so they don't ride him out of here very often.
Gave up one to the floor. I don't know about the other two.
Yeah, he did. Start of a ball game. The pitch. Inside a ball. Guidry's first major league appearance was against the Red Sox in 1975, in late July. The delivery, swinging strike, and Fisk is ahead of it. Guidry is considering working on a changeup, which would certainly make the fastball that much more effective. He hasn't thrown it much. The count is 2-2. They come to the Yankee fans now start to cheer Guidry when he gets 2 strikes on a batter. Ground ball to third. Picked up there by Nettles. Fires over to first. Fisk is out. There are 2 away. Yeah, the Yankee fans don't believe that Guidry should give up any kind of ground ball out or pop fly. He should strike out everybody. Fred Lynn up. He's hitting .316. 9 home runs, 37 runs batted in. Read about this game and all the Red Sox doings in the Boston Globe every day. Call 929-2222 and they'll deliver it to you. Lynn is the batter with 2 outs in the Red Sox second. Guidry fires and the fastball is high for a ball. Slim left-hander from Louisiana fires a swinging strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. With Guidry, a fast-falling left-hander up, they don't play Fred to pull much. In fact, they have him over toward left center with Thomason. He hits it over that way, too. Thomason going, White going, and Roy White calls for it in left center field, out number 3. They go to the bottom of the second, no score. Lou Piniella first up for the Yankees in the second inning. He'll be followed by Reggie Jackson and Gary Thomason. Red Sox nothing, Yankees nothing in the second. Yankees will go to Milwaukee for a 20-nighter tomorrow. And they've got Larry McCall, just a rookie, coming up from the minors, pitching in 1 game, and Ralph undecided will go in the second. They don't know. Billy Martin has no idea who is going in that second game yet. Depending on who he has to use tonight, if anybody has to use besides Guidry. Mike Caldwell and Jerry Augustine will go for Milwaukee as the Brewers will send 2 left-handers against the Yankees again.
The Yankees might run into a hornet's nest out there, too.
Brewers playing excellent ball. They're tied with Baltimore for 3rd place in the American League East. Getting those wins without the bat of Cecil Cooper. There's a fly ball to right center. Coming hard is Evans, and he's there to one-handed for the out. Lou Piniella hitting .323, flies to right. There's 1 away, and we'll pause here, shall we, for station identification on the Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Reggie Jackson is the batter. Batting .264, he was the designated hitter last night. They didn't have him playing in right field as they do tonight. 12 homers and 43 runs batted in. For the guy from Wyncote, Pennsylvania, who's come a long way from there. Pitch outside, a ball. 1 ball, no strike. Jim Wright getting ready. Fires, and there's a line drive, base hit center field. Safe by Lynn. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Jackson digging. He's got 2. He's going to hold at second base as the relay comes in. He's got a double. I believe Reggie could have gotten 3 out of that, but he held after turning the bag. Lynn getting the relay in quickly to the deep cutoff man, Rick Burleson. Reggie hit that to the open part of center and left center field, and he hit it so hard that Lynn had to chase it to the wall. He could not cut it off. A long, scorching double by Reggie Jackson, the first hit of the game. 1 out. Jackson at second. Gary Thomason up, left-handed hitting center fielder, who just 2 weeks ago was performing for the Seattle Mariners. Or rather, for the Oakland A's. We saw him playing for Oakland in Fenway, and then he was traded to New York. Thomason hitting .204. 1 out. Pitch. Curveball drops low, ball 1. He's got 5 homers and 23 runs batted in. The Yankees with their second threat in as many innings. Right to the belt. Fires, curve, doesn't get in there. Ball 2, 2-0. White, Nettles, Chambliss, Jackson, Thomason, all left-handed hitters. 2-0 count. Reggie at second base. Studying fifth, trying to pick up a sign here and there, and the fastball is outside, ball 3. So now, 3-0 to Gary Thomason. The on-deck hitter is Fred Stanley. You know what the chicken does when he faces Red Sox pitching, at least the last couple of years. He's been in trouble. Right 3-0 with Thomason. Comes in with a pitch and gets it in there for a called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Breeze blowing the flags on top of the new fake facade out in center field. Blowing out, but it really doesn't mean much because of the enclosure here. Maybe swirling, but not much. There's a drive to center field. Base hit. Jackson will go to third. That's all they'll do. The throw comes into Burleson. A line drive hit on a 3-0 count. And Thomason is on. Jackson held to make sure that Lynn would not catch that ball in center field, so he's at third. And Wright is again in the mess. Double and a single, back-to-back, setting the stage for Fred Stanley. Stanley checking with Dick Hauser, his third base coach. See if Billy Martin has any kind of play on. Thomason at first and Jackson at third. Fisk has had a word with Wright, who is stirring the waters to a boil here, and then submerging himself halfway. He did that in the first inning, but the double play ball got him mostly out of it. Then he struck out Chambliss to emerge completely. But now he's back in it again. Fred Stanley, right-handed hitter, chokes up on the bat, hitting .302. Pitch to him. Low, ball 1. Stanley has 1 home run. That was the grand slam he hit in Fenway just last week. 5 RBIs on the year, 4 of them in that sweep of the bat. Right to the set. Pitching. They got the squeeze on and he fouls it off. They had the suicide squeeze with Jackson breaking for the plate. When Stanley looked down there towards third base coach Dick Hauser, he thought it might be something like that. Billy Martin likes to do things like that, and they're the perfect guy for it. Stanley usually makes contact in some way, but this time he fouled it off, and Reggie has to go back to third. The count is 1-1. See now if they take the squeeze off, or whether they'll try it again. You never know, Billy Martin. Runners at first and third. No score as yet. We're in the second inning. Stanley calls for time and again looks down to Hauser. Hauser pounds his fist into his palm. Skin on skin. That means a two-base hit time. Here's the set. And the pitch. Check swing foul. First base side out of play. He was starting to go for it. There was no bunt on. He tried to check his swing on a slider by right and fouled it off. And now it is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Phillies in Montreal underway at Montreal. No score in the third. Cubs already lost today. They lost to the Mets 7-2 this afternoon. It is 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stanley. Here it comes. Curveball, ball outside, throw to first base, not in time. Phipps took a shot, fired down to Scott, but Thomason got back. Count is now 2-2 to Stanley. Damaso Garcia is on deck. The new infielder brought up when Randolph got hurt. Incidentally, Willie Randolph has been placed on a 21-day disabled list with a bad knee as of the 23rd of June. Pitch. Inside to Stanley, and it's ball 3, another full count. And these are the hitters that Wright does not want to lose. The tail enders in the batting order, despite the fact that Stanley has been trouble on the Red Sox. He is a fill-in shortstop for Bucky Dent these days, and Dent's also hurt. Hamstring pull. 3-2 to Stanley. Now the set. Now the pitch. There goes Thomason. Ball 4. Bases loaded. Third walk given up by Wright. Jackson at third. Thomason moves to second. Stanley is at first. And the number 9 hitter, the rookie, Damaso Garcia, is up. He is 3 for 7 since joining the Yankees. Tom Bergmeyer throwing in a hurry now in the Red Sox bullpen as Wright is in real trouble for the second straight inning. Giving up 2 hits and 3 walks. Bases loaded, 1 out. Garcia got 1 hit last night. He's a right-handed hitter. Jim Wright, with his infield playing at deep double play depth, will try to get 2 to end the inning if they could. He could miraculously escape again. Here's the pitch. Check swing, strike 1 call. Breaking ball on the outside corner. 0-1. Garcia at the plate. Spread stance, leaning over from the waist. Fly ball, center field. Freddie Lynn taking the ball, coming in. Jackson tags. Here comes the throw to the plate. Here comes Reggie. He scores. 1-0 New York. The ball gets away from Fisk. Throw to second base. And they've got Stanley sliding in. Fisk firing down to Jerry Remy for the putout. So the play goes 8-2 to 4. The inning's over, but the Yankees get a run. And we go to the third inning, 1-0 New York. Well, the Red Sox have bailed out Jim Wright now with 2 double plays. But Jim, you can't keep pitching like that.
No, it's not like him to be walking 3 people in 2 innings. Here's Scott up. Henry has a run. He's retired 6 in a row. And he throws a strike to the boomer, batting at 2-8-0. George Scott. Henry doesn't waste many pitches. He throws strikes up a little high, 1-1. Scott has 5 home runs, 22 batted in. We are early in this one as the Red Sox are up against hard-throwing Ron Guidry, going for his 13th in a row. And he almost hit the boomer. Rocked him back on his heels. 2 balls and a strike. Outfield pretty much straight away for Scott. Jackson a very deep right field guy. Here's Guidry's next delivery, and it's whack foul back into the seat. Thundering shot right behind the plate. 2-2 the count. Second game at Toronto. It'll be Nelson Briles against Jesse Jefferson. Minnesota and Milwaukee. Dave Goltz against Bruce Haas. Now here they go with 2 strikes on Scott again, and the pitch high for a ball, 3-2. Guidry goes to the full count now. Red Sox have not yet had a man on the base path. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three. Guidry gets his second strikeout. 7 in a row. The batter will be Evans. Dwight batting .286, 15 home runs and 36. Nothing, New York in the third inning. And Guidry thus far has done the job with great dispatch, so to speak. Swing and a miss by Evans. 0-1. League President Lee McPhail taking in the ball game tonight, seated over with Haywood Sullivan and Cedric Callis of the Yankees. And a lot of people are here. 52,000 last night, and said there's more tonight. A bunt by Evans is foul behind the plate. The Red Sox are trying a little bit of everything. 2 quick strikes on Evans.
Guidry never did pitch in high school. His high school didn't have a program down there in Louisiana, and started with American Legion ball and graduated.
Well, here they go. Every time he gets 2 strikes on a guy, as Ned mentioned, this place wants another strikeout. 2-strike delivery. Swing on and miss. Strike 3. Now he's got 3 strikeouts. Puts 2 men out and brings up Hobson. Butch, 258, 15 home runs, 48 batted in. Dwight has had a rough series down here with the bat. Off day tomorrow. A day of rest for the players. To do as they want to. No workout. Nothing. Little inside to Hobson for a ball. 1-0 the count. Only 2 hits in the game owned by the Yankees. Guidry fires in a hurry and Hobson swings and misses. 1-1.
Gotta like the way this guy handles himself on the mound. He just gets the ball and there's no fiddle faddle or anything. He's ready.
And he's ready right now again. Swinging a miss, strike 2. Now they'll start yelling again. They want to see him strike out the side now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They never did this for Rashi and Reynolds. Here's the pitch. Swing on and miss. Strike 3. He strikes out the side. They go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Yankees. Michigander has struggled through the first 2 innings with control problems. 3 walks have kept him in trouble, and only 2 Red Sox double plays have held the score to 1-0. He faces Roy White, the leadoff batter, who walked his first time up. Straight away in the Red Sox outfield. Yastrzemski in a little bit. This place is Guidry mad, and they're absolutely wild about these strikeouts. He's had 4 now. White takes the strike in the outside corner, 0-1. He punched off the side, as they say in the dugouts, in inning number 3. White working on the switch hitter, White, who started to go for it, and they call it a strike. The call made by Lou DeMuro, the third base umpire, on a check swing. 2 strikes on White. Dick Hauser, the coach at third. Gene Michael, the 6th, down at first. Greg Nettles on deck for 2 strikes on leadoff batter Roy White. Baltimore lost again tonight in the first game of a doubleheader, 7-2, and their ace was beaten Jim Palmer. Ground ball along first, foul ball. Still no balls, 2 strikes. Nothing yet on game 2, where Nelson Briles goes for Baltimore and Jesse Jefferson for Toronto. The Orioles must wonder what they have run into up there. And we'll be running into them starting Thursday night down in Baltimore. Long look in by Wright, who is much more deliberate than Guidry. Big swing and a miss from Jim Wright. Jim Wright has got a strikeout. That's his second. So he comes back to answer Guidry. Guidry's got 4, Wright's got 2. 1 man out, here's Nettles. He walked his first time up after fighting off a lot of 3-2 pitches. Tigers still leading Cleveland 6-1. 5th inning. 1-0 Yankees here in the bottom of the third. Pitch is a little bit outside to the big left-hand hitter. 1 ball and no strike. Red Sox will fly out of here immediately after the game. Short flight down south to Baltimore. They'll nestle down and the quiet cross skis in. for tonight and tomorrow. Breaking ball up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Baltimore's playing tomorrow night. They'll still be in Toronto. Burleson way over by second base. Hobson 20 feet off the line at third. Remy halfway between first and second, and Scott on the line. Ball 3 is outside, and Jimmy Wright's on the verge of yet another walk. And this is not like him. Munson on deck. All right, moves slowly back to the rubber, and must start throwing strikes now to a dangerous batter, Greg Nettles, who may have the green light right here. He didn't offer at it anyway, and it's a strike. 3-1. Martin has been forced to shift his batting order all around. He likes to hit Nettles deeper in the batting order. But with Willie Randolph now disabled, he's had to make some changes. His right pitch whacked out and dribbled along the third base side. Hobson could do nothing with it. It's a fair ball base hit. Nettles hit one about 35 feet down the third base line, and there's no way it was going to roll foul. Hobson finally picked it up in the grass and wisely held the ball. Third hit off right. And up comes Munson, who obliged by hitting into a double play ball to get Jim Wright out of trouble in the first inning. All right, 1 on and 1 out. 3 hits now for New York as they lead 1-0, bottom of the third. Wright looking a long time at the muscular Munson. The runner takes off, and the drive is out toward right field. Evans will not get to it. It's down into the corner. Here comes Nettles speeding around third. He's in to score. Munson is into second with a double, and the Yankees lead 2-0. Munson hooking one down into the right field corner, and it gets in that corner, and Evans did not pick it up before it started to curve down there, and wound up playing tic-tac-toe with it, enabled Nettles, who was running, to score all the way from first. And Guidry has another run to work with. The bullpen is up again, and again it is Berkmeyer. Here's Chambliss, struck out in the first inning. Runner is second. 1 man out. The Yankees adding the lead for Guidry. Wright looks back at second, delivers. Another line drive, right field corner, base hit. Munson is in to score. Chambliss will hold it first with a single, and New York leads 3-0. They are whacking right now. Single, double, single. 2 quick runs. And a 3-0 lead for Guidry. Fisk off to talk to Wright. Lou Piniella coming up now. This program was authorized under broadcasting rights and for the Boston Red Sox. Solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the descriptions and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Red Sox is prohibited. Fisk coming back now. Second game at Pittsburgh, Pete Falcone goes against Jerry Rice. Cardinals won the first game there, 2-0. So the Yankees are breaking it open, trying to get a split out of this 2-game series. Berkmeyer warms alone in the bullpen. 5 hits now off Jim Wright. They've hung him back-to-back in this inning. They are taking that right curveball and going out toward that right field corner with it. Here's Piniella. High fly ball, center field. Fred Lynn calling. Yeah, starting over, but Lynn will put it away, and does. 2 out. 2 men away. Reggie Jackson up. Don Zimmer making the walk to the mound. And they go to the left-hander, Berkmeyer, right now. It's going to be a quick night for rookie Jim Wright. He is through. Berkmeyer will be coming on. You're listening to Red Sox baseball from Yankee Stadium in New York.
Rod Crew of
Nice house gone tonight, and control problems goes 2 2/3 innings. 3 runs, 5 hits, walked 3, struck out 2. Bert Myers on.
Berge making his 20th relief appearance of the year. He's won 2, lost 1, and saved 3. 4.03 earned run average. He's worked 22 in the third inning. He's given up 24 hits, 2 homers, walked 10, and struck out 11. And the last time out was this past week against the Yankees. He has not made an appearance since he beat New York last Monday night, Monday a week ago in Fenway Park. He went 5 in the third innings in that one in the 10-4 Red Sox win. He got his second win in New York against the Yankees. He is 1-0 against them this year. Gave up 4 hits and struck out 3. Walked only 1 in the 5 in the third innings that he worked.
He'll face Reggie Jackson, who hit the long double off right in the second inning and scored one of the Yankee runs. Well, Reggie 1 for 1. Runner at first is Chambliss. And there's 2 men out and 2 runs in. Pitch to Jackson on the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. It's been all Yankees so far tonight. Trying to beat the Red Sox for only the second time this year. Berkmeyer works. Long drive, left field, back goes Jazz. Back. He's got it. That returns the side, and we go to the 4th inning, 3-0 New York. Henry has now struck out 116 and has passed Nolan Ryan for the American League lead in strikeouts. 4th inning, here's Smith.
He has pitched 3 perfect innings against the Red Sox, just absolutely overmatching them. He has struck out 4 of the first 9 people he's faced. Here's Burleson again, leading off for the second time. As we go to the 4th inning, he cracks a foul at the plate, which is more than he did the first time up. He went down on 3 swings. Burleson, Remy, and Rice. The Yankees leading 3-0. Ron Guidry going for number 13 without a loss. He hasn't lost since last August. Here's the 1-strike pitch to Burley, and he slams one in the hole in the left field for a base hit. Burleson's on with a leadoff single. Right through the shortstop hole, and there's the first Red Sox hit. We'll celebrate that with a station break on the Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Back at Yankee Stadium, and Jerry Remy up. Takes the ball high from Ron Guidry. Remy flies to center field his first time. Guidry working to Jerry, and here's a ground ball toward the middle. Garcia has it, steps on second, throws to first, double play. So they're 2 down. Perfect double play ball. Garcia turning it alone in second and throwing over to Chambliss to double up Remy. 2 out, nobody on. Red Sox have hit into a double play. The Yankees have hit into 2. Here's Rice, who grounded to second his first time. The slim Ron Guidry winds and throws. Overhand fastball. Good. Called strike 1. Maybe the best performance against the Red Sox by a pitcher this year up till tonight. Here's the next delivery. Strike 2. Was by Mike Flanagan of the Baltimore Orioles when he beat them down there. But so far, Guidry, he keeps this up. Will overpower that. Low inside, wicked slider, and Scott takes 1 ball, 2 strikes. Crowd wants a strikeout. Inside with a fastball, and Guidry loses his cap with the force of that throw. 2-2 to Scott. Or to Rice. Jimhead Rice. At the plate. He's inside. Ball 3. 3-2 now.
You're going to look like Boughton out there anyway. He's losing his tap on every pitch.
Yeah. He comes over the top a lot and sometimes brushes up against his tap. 3-2 pitch to Rice. Fouled off. Yankees are leading here 3-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. It's been at Yankee Stadium before an overwhelming crowd tonight. They'll come out to see Ron Guidry. Here it comes. Ball 4, he loses Rice, and he walks his first batter. So unless he picks Rice off first, he will be facing 1 over the minimum for 4 innings.
Yeah, a wire story today in which Tom Lasorda predicted the pennant for the Dodgers, saying, "I am the world's 2nd greatest optimist in history. The first was George Armstrong Custer.
Good quote from the Norristown guy. Carl Yastrzemski up. Gav slide to right field in the second. And he pops this one up. Calling for it, Fred Stanley at shortstop. Under it. He's got it, that's all. No runs. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-0, Yankees. Tom Bergmeyer going into his first full inning of relief, facing the lower third of the Yankee order here in the fourth inning. Thomason, Stanley, and Garcia. Yankees leading 3-0. Accumulating 3 runs off starter Jim Wright. 1 in the second and 2 in the third. Here's a batter for Thomason, Paul Blair. Blair is hitting for Thomason and will go into play center field now that a left-hander is on for the Red Sox. Blair batting for Gary Thomason. Pitch. A ball outside. Blair came on to play in the infield last night in the 9th inning, playing second and short. Blair hitting 206. Curveball inside on him. Ball 2. Baltimore and Toronto in their second game, tied up 1-1 after 1 inning. Toronto scoring again off Nelson Briles with Jesse Jefferson, a former Oriole, going for Toronto. Orioles, the Toronto Blue Jays, won the first game. Blair pops up one high, first base side. Scott chasing it near the railing. It's playable. He's got it. 1 out. Paul Blair batting for Thomason, fouling out. Fred Stanley up. Stanley drew a walk in the second inning, which extended things against Wright and set up the sacrifice fly for a run and the concomitant double play. The pitch is the strike call. 0-1. Lynn threw to home and Fisk threw to second. Getting a Stanley off first. Half the bag at second. There's a called strike, and it's 0-2 to Fred. Tom Bergmeyer on in relief of Wright. Yankees 3 runs, 5 hits. The Red Sox no runs, 1 hit. Berge to the motion. Curves him inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Check swing. It's outside. Ball 2, 2-2. Bergmeyer, the veteran reliever of many years, Minnesota Twins from the Kansas City Ball Club. Now with the Red Sox. Foul ball, back out of play. He and Bill Lee, the only left-handers on the staff. Tommy started kind of slowly, but last few times out, including that fine effort against New York, he pitched well. And of course, you know about Bill Lee. Count 2-2. Stanley taps one back to Bergmeyer, a good athlete, takes it on a hop and throws him out. Bergmeyer is a very good fielding pitcher, and before a game, you ever watch at Fenway Park and see, if you come early enough, to see when the pitchers are standing around shagging fly balls in the outfield during hitting practice, Bergmeyer and Campbell, Bill Campbell, are all over the place making catches, chasing line drives down, and you could probably put either one of them out there in a pinch and they wouldn't embarrass you as fielders. Both good athletes. 2 out, and Garcia fouls one back for a strike. That tapper back by Stanley was not just a routine. It was a little bit of a jump had to be made by Bergmeyer to steer it on one hop. 0-1, the count to Garcia, who had the sacrifice fly into a double play his first time up. Ground ball to shortstop. Burleson has it deep. Fires over. He's got it. 1-2-3 inning for Bergmeyer. And we approach the 5th inning with the score. The Yankees 3, the Red Sox 0. The Red Sox down by 3 come up in the 5th inning of a quickly moving ball game. Carlton Fisk first up against Ron Guidry, who's pitched 1 hit ball through 4 innings. Fisk grounded to third base in the second. Outfield a bit to left on him. High and outside, ball 1. Red Sox hit a single by Rick Burleson. Ground ball cleanly hit in the hole between short and third. This lays off, and it cost him a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Pudge backs out. Waits for chance to get in there, and the Bayou Beauty winds and throws. This takes a strike again. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to him. 1-2, although the scoreboard has 2-1. This Lennon Scott up this inning. Getting ready. He delivers. Foul back. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Power pitching. Ronald Guidry. He delivers. This strikes out swinging. Number 5. Guidry struck out the side in the third inning. Got Burleson in the first. Now he's got fifth. Fred Lynn up, slide to left field in the second. Paul Blair is in center field now for New York, replacing Thomason, whom he batted for. This is a called strike. Blair playing a couple of steps toward left center on Lynn. Guidry wasting no time, throws a fastball high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fastball just comes in and explodes on you. Rising out of the strike zone sometimes when you go for it. Outside it is. Ball 2, 2-1. Scott on deck. Yankees 3, Red Sox nothing. Ball high, and it's 3-1 now to Lynn. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here it comes. Walk Lynn. It's outside. Second walk given up by Guidry. The Red Sox have a base runner here in the fifth with 1 away. George Scott went down swinging in the third. Yankees with a 3-0 lead. Now a set by Guidry. Scott wails away and misses strike 1. Big, free-swinging Red Sox ball club, and right now they're being just overpowered by Guidry. Foul ball, strike 2. Foul off the mask or net of Munson. And here goes the groundswell of cheering from downstairs. Guidry may be the best drawing card this team has right now. Outdrawing Reggie Jackson. 2 strikes to Scott, 3 strikes to Scott. Number 6. 2 out. 6 strikeouts for Guidry through 4 2/3 innings.
Leaving Ryan Duran out of it was a reliever. I think this kid maybe throws harder than anybody over here since Bob Curley.
And he throws strikes, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't get himself too much in trouble with walking people. Dwight Evans was a quick strikeout. He was a quick study in the third. He went down on 3 pitches. Here it comes. Strike 1, swinging. And we're watching silent movies, baby, down there when the Red Sox are batting. Lynn at first, time called. Guidry goes through with the pitch, but it's no pitch. Evans had asked for time, and umpire Kaiser had backed away. There are 2 outs in the Red Sox 5th inning. 1 strike pitch to Evans, and he rams it toward right field deep. Jackson can't get it. It's over his head. Bounces against the wall. And they're going to wave Lynn on around. Here comes a throw to the plate by Garcia, and he is out. Durbin Munson puts the ball on Freddie Lynn, and the Red Sox are out. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, 3-0 New York. Well, fine play by Reggie Jackson off the wall on the double by Evans. Threw into Garcia, who fired a perfect strike to Munson. A hard slide by Lynn. He got tangled up with Munson at the plate, but Thurman had the ball on him all the way, and the Red Sox did not score. Goes as a double for Evans. There's 2 hits now off Guidry. But Eddie Yost sent him. He came home, and he was out. Batter now, Roy White. Taps one over the mound. Here's Burleson making the play, and he's out at first on a very close play. Nice stretch by Scott. White tapped the ball over Bergmeyer's head. Tommy had no shot at it, but Burleson fired in. Got the ball and whaled his throw across and beat White by a half step. There's one down in the Yankee fifth inning. White out, short to first. Here's Nettles, who's had a walk and an infield single. Ron Say has homered with 2 on for the Dodgers in the 7th. They lead Atlanta 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th at Atlanta. Bergmeyer working now to Nettles, and the curve is outside, ball 1. Yankees 3, Red Sox nothing, bottom of the 5th. Eddie Yost probably figured with 2 outs, try to send them and hope there's a bad throw somewhere along the line. There's a called strike. Because there's 2 outs, and the way Guidry's going, you don't know if you're going to get a hit the next time. Hobson was the on-deck hitter, and he had struck out previously. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to second. Remy playing just about right, bobbles it, picks it up, and throws him out. Nettles is out. 4-3. They're 2 away as Bergmeyer is keeping the ball down low, inducing ground balls. Thurman Munson up. He has hit into a double play and doubled, driving in a run with the double in the 3rd. So we are whistling through this one at Yankee Stadium with Guidry calcimining the Red Sox so far through 5. Yankees ahead 3-0. Used to be a word they used in the old newspaper stories. If somebody get a shutout, you'd say, headline would be, Smith calcimines toes. Whitewash. Something like that. Don't mind a bit of literary education, do you? Belongs in the game somewhere. Here's the pitch. There's the ground ball again to Remy. Scoops it out of the dirt, fires across, and an easy inning for Bergmeyer again. He's retired 7 in a row. We go to the 6th inning, 3-0 New York. All right, we go to the 6th inning and turn it over to a man who's humming quietly, I'll take Manhattan, and he's not talking about the city.
And here we go with the New England Chrysler Plymouth Steelers home run inning. The Red Sox bat for you. If a home run is in your name, you'll... Bruning, 640 Southeast, and Holyoke, Massachusetts. Bud struck out his first time up. Pitch to him is a little too close. 2 balls, no strikes. All names read during the home run inning receive a free case of Coca-Cola. And Burleson is on deck. Yankees are leading here 3-0 behind their overpowering left-hander from Louisiana, Ron Guidry. Hobson takes the strike, and he knew it. 3-1 to count. Call a doctor. High foul backing out of play. Toronto has just come up with 5 more runs against Baltimore in the second game to lead the Orioles 6-1. Toronto beat them the first game 6-2, leads the second game 6-1. Here's the pitch to Hobson. Bouncing ball towards third, deep. Hops crazy. Here's the throw on the first. He's safe. Hobson got in there with a good hard slide, and the Yankees are going to argue on that. Chambliss arguing. Here comes Billy Martin out of the dugout. The base hit by Butch, who went sliding in there just in time for a single. The 3rd hit off the pitching of Guidry. Ball hopped crazily when it got down to Nettles, and he almost had to take it on top of the line. So here is Burleson up, and he'll try to win a Plymouth Valari for Karen Tessier of Whitensville, Massachusetts. Karen Tessier. Pitch is down low and in. 1 ball, no strike. Remember, you can put the Red Sox at the plate for you. Just register weekly at your participating Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Tell you in a moment where to mail your entry. And the pitch swung on. Foul tip for a strike, and Ken Kaiser's been hit. 1-1 the count. Mail your entries to Post Office Box 800, Boston 02117. Yankee trainer is out now as Big Ken Kaiser shaken up on the foul ball tip off the bat of Mr. Burleson. Let's pause for identification on the Boston Red Sox radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Canal Zone.
Highlight of the Toronto 5-run inning was a 3-run homer by Rico Carty, and they are killing Baltimore. Haller and Lou DeMiro gathered around the plate umpire now as the Yankee trainer examining some part of his head or his eye where he was struck by the ball. Martin didn't argue very long with young Mike Riley down at first. People are being mobbed underneath us for going through the stands carrying a Red Sox banner saying we're number one. There's phrases to that effect, and they're not getting a very warm reception from the Buckeyed Yankee fans here tonight. As you can imagine, they would not. Not the same reception Yankee fans would get carrying a banner around Fenway. All right, Kaiser's all right. He's going to hang in. And the count is a ball and a strike on Rick Burleson as he bats here in the home run inning for Karen Cussia of Whitensville, Massachusetts. Lazinski's homered for the Phillies. They take a 1-0 lead over Montreal going to the 8th inning. Hobson at first. Red Sox have not been shut out all year. Guidry trying to do just that here and cut the Red Sox lead to 8.5. Move over to first base, much too late. First time the Red Sox have had the second inning, they had the leadoff batter on in an inning. Burleson trying to go to right field, rips the foul straight back. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out, Remy on deck. Off day tomorrow, we won't be around, but we'll be right back with you for a 7:30 game in Baltimore, Thursday night. Chambliss not holding to Hobson now, but a full 7.5 in behind him. Pitch by Guidry. Line left field, base hit. Burleson gets his second hit off Guidry, and the Red Sox have runners at first and second with nobody out. And a total of 4 hits now off Guidry. And up comes Jerry Remy. He'll... Mr. Griswold is from northeast of Massachusetts. Talcott Griswold. And Rice is on deck. So Hobson is on at second. Burleson on at first. And a scoring opportunity presented to the Boston Red Sox here off Guidry. Remy swings to the breaking ball and misses for a strike. 0-1. Nettles in tight at third. Full step in on the grab. Outfield is around towards left and shallow. Up a little bit high to Jerry. A ball and a strike. There is a different home run inning every night. Billy Martin making a lot of wigwag signals. He wants Chambliss in closer. And the pitch to Remy. He shortens up the bunt. The pitch is high. 2 balls and a strike. 3-0 New York, 6th inning. Tying run at the plate for Boston. Don't forget, the Yankees will be in Fenway, the 3rd and the 4th. Line towards center field, and Blair goes over and makes the running catch. Hard hit ball by Jerry Remy, and off toward right center. And Blair, with his speed, just did get there. That ball is in the gap. So there's 1 man out. And here is Jim Rice.
Attention, please. There's an automobile starting from Street here with 4W36991. 4W36991.
Rice is grounded out and walked. Oh, the tension mounts a little bit here at Yankee Stadium. The league top pitcher against the league top hitter in almost every department. A ball up high. 1 ball and no strike, except average-wise. Deep for Rice. Played a long ways back in left. Blair off toward left center. Jackson way off in right center. Here is the delivery. Way inside to Jim S. 2 balls, no strike. Yankee bullpen tonight has not stirred with Guidry overpowering the Red Sox. Buffalo now with the 2 base hits that started out the inning. Here's the pitch. Line drive, center field. Blair going over, and he runs this one down in the gap. Another hard hit ball, but Blair with his speed got into the gap again and tagged it down. So there's 2 men out. Hobson tagged up, and he moves on over to third. 2 out, 2 on, and the batter will be Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz has done nothing with the young left-hander tonight, flying to right and popping up to Stanley to shortstop. Last 2 balls have really been hard hit. Burleson off first. Hobson off third. Here's the pitch to Captain Carl. Line right field base hit. No shutout tonight. Hobson is in to score. Burleson will hold it second, and it's a 3-1 ball game. The Red Sox are right in the middle of it. 9 runs are on. They're first fifth. Fudge on tonight. Hasn't had too much luck with Mr. Gibson. Henry is set. Throws the ball off, a strike, and Smith walks out and discussed. He is really on Kaiser about that call. The pitch did look very low. Smith has struck out and grounded out. And he's already a pitch behind that he doesn't think he should be. Burleson is second. Yastrzemski on at first. Yankees 3, the Red Sox 1 in the 6th. Long look in this time by Guidry. White very deep and left in the pitch. A ball down low, and I think he just evened things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a lot better pitch than the one he called a strike. At least it looked like it from up here. 2 men out, 2 men on. Red Sox with their shot right here in the 6th inning. Here is Guidry's pitch. Ball 2 is inside. The count goes to 2-1.
The contact by the Red Sox is a lot better this inning, all the way up and down.
Yeah, the outs have been hard outs in this inning. I don't know what that means. That he's losing a little bit of it or what. Pitch now to 5th. Foul backing out of play. Ted Williams always said Curley got nice for him to hit about the 6th or 7th inning. Not everybody said that he was nice for me to hit about that.
Well, they say that reports that if there's any failing on Guidry this year, that he may tend to tire in the 7th or 8th.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. The uproar starts again as he has 2 strikes on 5th. They have done this every time Guidry has had 2 strikes on a Red Sox hitter. The left-hander is ready. Here is the pitch to 5th. Bouncing foul past Eddie Yost and out of play. So it is still 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we have a lull in the day's occupation here as a new ball is put into play. Fifth home run last night. A boomer to hit the foul pole in deep left. What Zimmer wouldn't give for a duplication of that. Guidry's given up only 3 home runs all year. He works now to Fudge. Line drive up the middle, base hit. Here comes Burleson around third. Yastrzemski's going to head for third, and he is safe. And into second base goes Smith. It's 3-2. They are pounding Guidry here in the 6th inning. Run batted in for 5th. And the Yankees have the time. The Red Sox have the tying run at third and the lead run in second. And they've gone ahead of the Yankees now in the hit column, 6-5. And Freddie Lynn is the batter. Base hit can put the Red Sox in front as they have struck quickly. Here in the 6th inning. Still no activity for the Yankees in the bullpen. Almost a wild pitch. Munson had to go way outside. Here's Martin on the move. Billy going out to the mound, and I think the telephone is finally ringing out there. Bodies are stirring around in the Yankee bullpen. Hobson started it with an infield hit. Burleson got a hard single to left, then 2 hard outs. Line drive outs by Remy and Rice. And Yaz single, 5th single. Martin has Munson and Guidry right there with him. Lynn is 0 for 1. He walked 1. And he... Guidry finally here after he just absolutely bamboozled them through 5 innings. Here's the pitch now to Fred Lynn. It's up high, and the count goes to 2-0 on Lynn. And this has suddenly turned into a whale of a baseball game, my friend. Guidry works again outside, ball 3. 3-0, and he's been nowhere near the plate on any one of the pitches to Lynn. The left-hander pumps, fires, strike call, and he threw him a breaking ball. 3-0. Lynn was taking all the way. 3-1. Yastrzemski at third. Fisk at second. 2 men out. Here is Guidry's next pitch to Lynn. Line foul down the left field side. Way back into the aisle. So the count goes full now. 3-2. Now the bullpen is up for New York. Here's the payoff pitch to Lynn. Check swing. Roller hit down to Nettles. He is up on the first. This time, the threat dies as we go to the last half of the 6th inning. 3-2 Yankees. We need your help in the battle against cancer. Send your contribution to the Jimmy Fund, Post Office Box 700, Kenmore Station, Boston. 02215. Well, the Red Sox with a shot, and now they're just a run back, and they have 3 more chances at Guidry. Meanwhile, Berkmeyer must continue doing what he's been doing since he relieved Wright, and that is flanking the pinstripe. Houston leading Cincinnati 4-1 through 3 innings in the Dome. Chris Chambliss, the batter now, struck out, single to right, back in the 3rd inning when they knocked Jim Wright out of the box. Berkmeyer looks the left-hand batter over and comes with a pitch, a breaking ball outside, 1 ball, no strike. Lynn was really deprived of a full cut. He tried to check his swing and just roll the ball down the Nettles. Curve, swing on and missed. A good breaking pitch by Berkmeyer. 1 ball, 1 strike. Long look by Thomas. Comes over the top of the ground ball. Hit down to Hobson, who falls down, picks it up, guns in time. Ball hit off to the right of Hobson, and he scrambles. Hobson sometimes, I think, spends more time on the ground than he does on his feet. But another good play by Butch. 1 man out. Lou Piniella, who has hit 2 fly balls to the outfield, is the batter. He is the DH tonight. Average-wise, Lou has lost a few points. He's down to 320. Been a big favorite here at Yankee Stadium ever since they picked him up. Berkmeyer wastes the fastball outside, or didn't have good control of it. 1-0 the count. Dodgers leading Atlanta 3-0 in the 9th. Oh, bad pitch. Piniella went after there. Was down around his feet and way inside. 1-1 the count. 1 out, nobody on. 3-2 Yankees, 6th inning. Pitch by Berkmeyer. Fly ball, right field. Evans almost in his track. He's got it. 2 men out. Oh, and the Red Sox like to head for Baltimore tonight with a 10 1/2 game lead. But it's going to take some doing against Guidry. That's only the 1 bad inning. Reggie up now has doubled and flied to left. Very deep. He was the first man that Berkmeyer faced when he came on in the 3rd inning. And he took his subsidy very deep and left, and a curveball inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Tom Berkmeyer doing the same job on the Yankees he did at Fenway Park. Thus far, anyway. Hart swinging a miss by Jackson, strike 2. 0-2. 2 exciting baseball clubs. Hammer and tongs at each other here tonight before a packed house in the Bronx. Berkmeyer works and just missed inside as he tried to slip the fastball by. 1-2 the count. Yankees 3 runs on 5 hits. Boston 2 runs on 6 hits. Berkmeyer fires sidearm, and Reggie pounds it down to first base. Scott comes up and then can't get it. Scott got a glove on the ball, knocked it down in foul territory, and then slipped as he went after it, couldn't find it, and Reggie Jackson goes sliding into first. And we will await a ruling. The ball was hard hit. Scott did well to get to it. It's a base hit for Jackson. And that is hit number 1 off Berkmeyer. Paul Blair, the batter now. He has been to the plate only once in the game, and he fouled out. Fisk is walking slowly out to the mound. Going to have a little chat with Berkmeyer as the right-hand batter comes up. Toronto beat Baltimore the first game 6-2. They lead them 6-1 in game 2. And that is at the end of 2 innings. Fisk has had his talk. Walks slowly back behind the plate. Blair up, Stanley on deck. The Yankees are fighting to stay alive in the race in the American League East, hoping that the Red Sox are not going to blow them out of it with a sweep here of this 2-game set. Berkmeyer works to Blair, and it's line foul into the seats down beyond the Red Sox dugout, third base side. No balls and a strike. Tommy Berkmeyer against the left-hand hitting Yankee array has been changed a little bit. When Martin tonight immediately pulled Thomason and got Blair in there when Berkmeyer came on. Left-hander worked, ground ball hit down to short. Burl Snup on to Remy for the 4th play. We go to the 7th inning, 3-2 New York. Well, let's see if the Red Sox snap now to continue their attack against Guidry. Scott leads it off. He has struck out twice. Guidry brings it into the boomer, takes the ball up high. Through 3 innings in game 2, it is now Toronto 7, Baltimore 2. Pitch to Scott, ripped up and fouled, big back towards the press box, and is backed again tonight. Ball and a strike. He's not had any attendance figures as yet, but it's a whopping crowd. 2 games will draw well over 100,000 people. Guidry works to Scott. Line to left field, base hit. So the boomer connects solidly. That's the 7th hit off Guidry, and the tying run is on for Boston with nobody out. Dwight Evans up now. He struck out and doubled to the right center field wall his last time up. And again, the Yankee pen comes up in a hurry. And the Red Sox have action in their pen, too. Munson is out talking to Guidry. He has not been the same pitcher from the 5th inning on. Gossage is the warming hurler for New York. So here is Evans with Scott at first and nobody out. Paul Blair off toward left center field. White very deep where he usually plays. Pitch to Evans. A drive out toward right. Jackson coming on. Can't get it. Base hit. Scott will hold at second base. And 2 men on and nobody out for Boston here in the 7th. 8 hits now off Guidry. And Butch Hobson the batter. Red Sox now out hitting the Yankees 8-6. They're right in the middle of this one, trailing by a run. Tying run at second, the lead run at first, and Butch Hobson the batter. He has struck out and had an infield single in the 3rd with a hustling slide in the 1st. Guidry gets ready. Works, and Hobson shortened up the bunt, did not offer it to pitch at the ball. 1-0 the count. Nettles now calls time. He's in to talk to Guidry. Now Eddie Yost wants to go way out to second base, and he's going to talk to Scott. If the bunt is on, they've got the man at second. The Yankees have. They would like to have running George Scott, who's not exactly diseased with speed. And Yost has had a long talk with the boomer out there, and he's still out there. 1-0 on Hobson. Chris Chambliss comes way in on the grass, ready to charge. Nettles on the grass, too. But, of course, he wants to anchor for the possible force on Scott if Hobson is funny. So we'll see what goes through the minds of Don Zimmer right now. Guidry is set. Here's the pitch. Outside ball two. Throw down to second base. Scott back. 2 balls, no strikes on Hobson. Again looking at Yost. Now it's the Yankee dugout. Pacing nervously back and forth. The look back by Guidry. Here comes Chambliss on the charge. Whoa, ball 3. 3-0 on Hobson. Top of the batting order up next. Rick Burleson. And twice he is rattled. Guidry for base hit. So, big pitch right here. He pitches to Hobson. It's low. He walks in. The bases are loaded. Nobody out. Here comes Billy Martin. The third walk given up by Guidry. And he has just faded from the 5th inning on. Giving up 2 runs, 3 hits, and just barely escaping to the 6th. Here he's given up 2 hits and a walk. The bases are loaded, and Martin may be out to get him right now. He calls to the bullpen. That is going to be all for Guidry. The Red Sox have taken care of him. He'll get a tremendous hand as he goes out. And Ned and I will both agree he is quite a little pitcher. You're listening to Red Sox baseball from Yankee Stadium in New York. 2 runs, 8 hits. Struck out 6, walked 3, and the Goosey Gander man is on.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They'll still be seeing heat. That's left-handed heat and now right-handed smoke as Gossage comes on. He has won 3, lost 7, and saved 11. He is tied for the league lead in saves with 3 other pitchers. This is his 29th appearance, and he's got an earned run average of 2.32. He has worked a total of 62 innings, giving up 36 hits. He has given up 7 home runs, walked 24, and struck out 53. So it's almost a strikeout an inning for him. First man he'll face will be Burleson.
Burleson struck out in the 1st inning and rattled Guidry for 2 hard base hits in the 4th and in the 6th. The bases are loaded, nobody out. Martin has his infield double play depth. 3-2 Yankees lead. But a tremendous Red Sox threat riding here in the 7th. Flair is in a little bit. Line drive, base hit. Scott is in to score. And they're going to wave the runner on in. White has no arm. Evans scores. And now they've got Hobson hung up and they tag him out. The Red Sox take the lead 4-3. Play was 7-5-6 as it was cut off by Greg Nettles. The rather weak throw by Roy White, and that's why Yost sent his man from second base. Another blistering line drive single into left. And the Red Sox have come roaring from behind to go out ahead of the Yankees 4-3. The runs are charged to Guidry, which puts him on the hook for the ball game. Now here's Remy, and he takes the ball outside. 1-0 the count. Completing the log on him at 4 runs, 8 hits. Burleson with a hot stop tonight. Pitch to Remy, and it's a strike in the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Wise cutoff move there by Nettles. They knew they had no chance to get the flying Everson to plate. Pitch, Selden, down to shortstop, picked up, thrown out into second. No! They did not get Rick Burleson. Good play by Stanley. He had to go way off to his right. Almost spread eagled himself, and I think he's hurt his leg a little bit. Got his throw on to Garcia, but Burleson beat the throw. And it goes as a base hit. So there's been 4 Red Sox hits in this inning. And now with 2 on, Jim Rice will bat. Rice is nothing for... Wise cutoff move there by Nettles. They knew they had no chance to get the flying Everson to plate. Pitch, Selden, down to shortstop, picked up, thrown out into second. No! They did not get Rick Burleson. Good play by Stanley. He had to go way off to his right. Almost spread eagled himself, and I think he's hurt his leg a little bit. Got his throw on to Garcia, but Burleson beat the throw. And it goes as a base hit. So there's been 4 Red Sox hits in this inning. And now with 2 on, Jim Rice will bat. Rice is nothing for 2, but hit the ball hard last time up. Deep into the right center field gap where Blair ran it down. Runners take off. Bouncing ball to third. Nettles cuts on third. Goes on the first. Double play. Even with the men breaking, they get the double play. But the Red Sox get a pair. And going to the last of the 7th, they lead the Yankees 4-3. Phillies got only 2 hits tonight, but they got a home run out of Greg Luzinski, and they beat Montreal 1-0. 1-2-0 for Philadelphia. 0-7-0 for Montreal. Ruth from the winner, 4-7. Dew's the loser, 1-4. All right, it's up to Bergmeyer now, but Bill Campbell is up and throwing hard in the Red Sox bullpen. Brett Stanley to lead it off. He has walked and grounded out to Bergmeyer. Red Sox with a slim lead. Bergmeyer's been on since the third. And has blanked the Yankees since the third, when they drove Jim Wright to cover. Here's the pitch. Whack down to shortstop. Burleson is up, and he's gunning on the first in time. One out. One away. Let's pause for identification on the Boston Red Sox radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN, Canal Zone.
Damaso Garcia is up now. Drove in one run with a fly ball, grounded out to Burleson his other time to the plate, so he's 0 for 1. Hobson tight at the line at third. Everybody else pretty normal, outfield and infield, as Bergmeyer wheels into the motion, delivers, and a foul is nudged back and out of play. One strike on Damaso Garcia. He bunts along first. Here comes Scott on the run. He's got him covered and takes him out on the line. 2 men away in the 7th. 2 quick outs for Bergmeyer. And now the top of the batting order, Roy White, who will switch around and bat right-handed. White, batting right-handed, is hitting a .345. And he's hit 2 home runs that way, and he's driven in 10. 4-3, Boston leading in the bottom of the 7th. In a cliffhanger at Yankee Stadium before over 50,000 fans. Bergmeyer works, and White takes a strike at the knees. 0-1 the count. Looked in by Tommy Bergmeyer. Delivery is nudged foul, back out of play. 2 quick strikes on White. Off day tomorrow. Baltimore, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon, and back home to play the Yankees Monday night and 4th of July afternoon. Then it's off to Chicago and Cleveland. That will take us right up to the All-Star break. And who knows what the standings may be by then. The 2-strike pitch to White. Lined up the middle, base hit. White hung in there with the 2 strikes and ripped it right past Bergmeyer. The tying run is on for New York. Second hit off Bergmeyer. And up comes Neville. Dodgers beat Atlanta tonight. 3-0. 3-9-0 for L.A. 0-7-1 for Atlanta. Doug Rao, the winner, 8-3. Campbell, the loser, 2-2. 26,000 down there. Tigers defeated Cleveland with 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. Cleveland won 9-1. Rose for the winner, 3-1. By Slavin, the loser, 0-4. 12,000 in Detroit. Here's Nettles up, and he is 1 for 2. And danger. There is the delivery and a drive toward right. Here comes Evans, and he gets it on the run. A smoking line drive, but Dwight Evans on the dead run picked it right off his ear. We go to the 8th inning, 4-3 Boston. Toronto has scored in every inning of Game 2. They're leading Baltimore 8-2 into the 5th inning, as the late Mr. Stengel might say, amazing. Truly amazing.
Okay. Here's Gossage working the Yastrzemski in the 8th, and the first pitch is strike 1.
Oh.
Red Sox are leading here 4-3, out-hitting the Yankees 10-7. Yaz is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Fly ball, center field. Long run for Blair, still going, and he's got it. Blair had been playing over toward right center on Yaz. He had to go to left center for the fly ball. Gossage gets the first man he faces in the 8th inning. Yes, sir, those Blue Jays are having at the Orioles, and if they take a doubleheader tonight, regardless of what happens tomorrow, Weaver won't have too many funny stories to tell in Baltimore to the scribes of Boston on Thursday night. Carlton Fisk facing Gossage. Fisk has a 1 hit and an RBI, 1 for 3. The pitch is low and outside to Fisk. Bill Campbell has completed his throwing in the bullpen and is now looking at the action. He's got a jacket over one arm, his pitching arm, so he may be coming on in the 8th inning, bottom half. Strike called to Fisk. 1-1. Tommy Bergmeyer, again, a yeoman job in relief against the Yankees. Gossage works to Fisk. Swinging, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So stay close. It's a 4-3 ball game. The Red Sox leading. Top of the 8th. Gossage works. 5th. Strikes out swinging on a slider. First strikeout for Gossage. He was helped immeasurably by a double play ball hit by Rice in the 7th to end that inning when the Red Sox had people on the bases. 2 on. So he gets the strikeout, and he's got the first too many faces in the 8th. Guidry fanned 5 while he was in there. He stopped, or 6 rather. He stopped striking out people after the 5th inning. First pitch, strike 1 to Lynn. Freddie is walked, wide out, grounded out, and he was thrown out at the plate. Gossage works. Freddie takes a breaking ball low and inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pace of this game has kept up. There's a drive to the gap in right center field by Lynn. Chased by Jackson all the way to the 385 mark. Lynn's got a double. He will settle for that. A 2-out double by Freddie Lynn, putting a runner at second and bringing to the plate George Scott. Lynn hit a screecher to the gap in right center field. His first hit of the night, and number 11 for the Red Sox. They've combed Gossage for 3 hits while he's been in there. Now Bill Campbell, after watching the game with the jacket on, is throwing again, maybe to get a little warmer. They had Ripley just getting some work earlier. Scott takes a strike on the outside corner. George, after striking out twice, finally got to Guidry with a single to left to lead off the big 7th inning when the Red Sox started to come back. They did come back. The pitch is high to the boomer, ball 1. He scored the second Red Sox run. Pitch. Fouls it to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Red Sox leading by a run. They'd like to have a pad, of course, and of course Gossage wants to keep it on a 1-run basis. Scott the batter, behind on the count, 1-2. Lynn at second base, and 2 gone. Here it is. Strike 3, foul tip, caught by Munson. Scott is out, and so are the Red Sox in the 8th inning. To the bottom of the inning we go, 4-3 Boston. The attendance has come through in a whopping crowd tonight. 55,132 here, paid. And that's the second largest crowd of the year. 55,000, a few more than that, to see a Toronto game earlier. And the 4th largest crowd ever in new Yankee Stadium. 55,132. Tommy Bergmeyer is out to pitch in the 8th inning. Campbell still warming in the bullpen, however. Munson, Chambliss, and Piniella up against Bergmeyer in the bottom of the 8th. The Red Sox leading the Yankees 4-3, and time has been called. They're looking in the upper deck. Players and everybody. Upper deck on the first base side, and who knows? Yes, who knows? What goes on up there? Here's the pitch. Ground foul, ripped past third base. A dive by Hobson as Munson got it well. What foul?
I thought you were going to give him that who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men.
I know there's probably a lot of evil lurking in a lot of hearts right here if they're Yankee fans. They're trying to get their ball club back in this. Red Sox leading 4-3. Bergmeyer kicks and throws. Munson takes outside a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. The curve is nubbed foul off to the right off the end of Munson's bat. And Thurman is behind on the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guidry and the Yankees led through 5 innings, 3-0, and Guidry was just overpowering. But the Red Sox got 2 in for 2 in the 6th and 2 in the 7th to take the lead, where it stands right now. 1-2 to Munson. Ground ball, right side. Snap by Scott. Can't make a play. Goes to Bergmeyer a little bit too late. It's an infield hit. A great effort by George Scott. He kept it from going into right field, but he couldn't keep the ball in his glove. He scrambled around and made a backhanded throw from a reclining position to Bergmeyer, and they almost got Munson. Scott is down. Kneeling at first base is George Scott, and Remy is talking to him. Charlie Moss and Don Zimmer coming out to check on George. What an effort by the big guy. But it's an infield hit for Munson, and the tying run is at first base for New York.
His right shoulder, Nip.
Appears to be the right shoulder that he had jammed on the ground when he made the dive for the ball. The ball came out of his big glove. He'd had it. He knocked it down and kept it there in play and threw over to first base just a shade too late to get Munson. He's up now talking to Moss. He's staying in. George has had a hurtful year. And it's taken an awful lot to get him out of there. And it did this time with the back problem and the broken finger. He's staying in now. That would have been the fielding play of the night had they gotten Munson. So Munson is at first, representing the tying run. The batter is Chris Shambler. Hobson is at the edge of the grass at third. Shambler is 1 for 3. Squares and takes ball one outside. Squaring to bluff the bunt. Got ready to charge. Hobson charging from third. Red Sox leading 4-3, 8th inning. But the Yankees have a runner. And nobody out. The pitch by Berge is a strike call. Chambliss again squaring to bunt, or fake the bunt, and taking a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bergmeyer has given up just 3 hits since coming on in the 3rd inning. 2 of them have been infield hits to first base. 1 stop by Scott back of the bag. Here's a pop bunt. Fisk will take it at home plate for out number 1. Chambliss trying to bunt, popped it foul, and Fisk did not have to move, just straightened up and took an easy 10-foot pop for out number 1. Now there's 1 down in Piniella. Lou is flied 3 times to the outfield, twice to right and once to center. Munson at first. Lou Piniella, tough in the clutch the last couple of years for the New York Yankees. In the clutch right now with 1 out and a runner at first. Reggie Jackson on deck. Bergmeyer reads in on the sign. Comes in with his pitch to Piniella. Fastball low inside, ball 1. Tom ready again. Delivers, curveball, long drive, left field, near the pole, it's curving, it's a foul ball. Ooh, into the stands, a long foul home run. And it's 1-1 to Piniella. He drilled that, and he drilled it enough so that Don Zimmer is making a trip to the mound, and he's looking out toward the bullpen. He's calling something to the third base umpire, DeMuro. Campbell is warming in the bullpen. And DeMuro is calling toward the bullpen. That's it for Bergmeyer. And what a job Tom did again. He will leave with a count 1-1 after that long foul strike by Piniella. That was enough for Don Zimmer to see, and he wants Campbell right now. You're listening to Red Sox baseball from Yankee Stadium in New York. Well, they changed pitchers as Don Zimmer sent Campbell back. Bill was about to come in, and it's Bob Stanley taking his warm-ups now. Bergmeyer went 4 2/3 innings in relief. Gave up 3 hits. He walked nobody, and he struck out nobody. Allowed no runs. He's responsible for a runner. He has the count 1-1 to Piniella as Stanley comes on.
And a great job by Bergmeyer. Stanley in appearance number 23. He's 5-1 with the league, an ERA of 3.21. He's had 3 saves. He's given up 17 runs in 47 innings. 1 home run. Walking 14 and striking out 12. As Ed described, Campbell had the door open to the car and was ready to get in it. The car that brings him in, and all of a sudden Zimmer's shaking his head, I want the other guy. And Stanley had to run clear back and get his jacket and come get in the car, and a rather bewildered-looking Bill Campbell sat down again, Ned.
Well, I don't know the reasoning. It'll be interesting to see what Don says afterwards. Maybe he has records or knowledge of Piniella against Campbell. Stanley and Campbell are both low ball pitchers anyway. So it's Piniella up with a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. Munson at first base, 8th inning. Red Sox 4 and the Yankees 3. Long look by rapid Robert Stanley from Kearney, New Jersey. Comes in with his pitch. Little fly ball into right field on a check swing, and a trap by Evans. Munson headed for third, and Evans has to hold on to the ball. Runners at first and third, one out. Stanley made another good pitch. And now it looks like Campbell's coming on. The ball was hit on a check swing and a very poor swing by Lou Piniella. But it was just shallow enough to avoid Evans, who made a decoy first and then had to trap the ball in front of him. By the time he picked it up, Munson had gone to third. Stanley leaves the game, and Campbell comes on with a tying run at third, the lead run at first. Well, I guess if you're as warm as we are right now, it might be a pretty good time while they're making this pitching change to head for the refrigerator or the ice cooler. Or 4W36991. So that's not long, and so many times it has happened with Bob Stanley to make a good pitch and have the opposing team get one of those hits, and this was not a ringing shot to right. It was a check swing blooper, too far in for Evans to get out, and too far out for Remy to catch up to. So Stanley pitches to one man, gives up a hit, and here is Bill Campbell.
Campbell in game 14 appeared in the contest last night and nailed it down. He's 4-4. Earned run average 5.50. It's been going down steadily. He's had 3 saves, has labored only 18 innings, giving up 11 runs, 2 home runs, has walked 7 and striking out 17, and he needs an awful big K right now. And the big man of the Yankees coming up is Reggie Jackson. And Zimmer went immediately to the good screwball that is Campbell. First and third. Hine run at third, the go-ahead run at first, and the 55,000 fans here tonight in there, they're seeing themselves a ball game.
Well, I'll say they got every bit of their money's worth in this one between the 1-2 clubs in the American League East. And there's Yankees and Red Sox having at it again. Campbell saying he was very pleased last night to be able to get the fastball in, especially to Roy White in the 9th inning. That's what pleased Zimmer. So that pitch is coming back. He's got the screwball back, and he's working on the curve. We'll see what he gives to Jackson. Reggie has had 2 hits tonight. He doubled off White, off Jim Wright. In the 2nd inning, and he flied deep to left field off Berkmeyer in the 3rd. He had an infield hit down the first base line off Scott's glove in the 6th inning. 2 for 3 for Reggie, the tying run at 3rd. 8th inning, Red Sox leading 4-3. Hold on. Campbell into the stretch. 55,000 people yelling, and here it is. Foul ball down into left field, out of play. 1 strike, as Reggie probably will get a diet of screwballs away from him, unless Campbell chooses, after setting that up that way, to blaze him one inside. He wants another baseball to work with. Munson led the inning on the great stop by Scott on an infield hit. Then Chambliss tried to bunt Munson on, popped up fouled out to 5th. That was when they brought Stanley on, and on a check swing blooper, Piniella single sent Munson in the 3rd. Herman came roaring around there with a belly-whopping fly. Campbell kicking, throwing, strike swinging, and Reggie was nowhere near that. Campbell had...
Due to technical difficulties at this time, we will not be able to bring you the rest of the ball game. We will try to get the ball game back as soon as possible. We appreciate your patience. Thank you.
Now still, and Paul Blair up. Campbell kicks and throws. Turns him high, ball 1. Well, he's happens sometimes with sinker ball pitches on the ground to get funny hits, but this time on the air when both Stanley and Campbell, they were little flare hits, but they count. Yankees battling back in the 8th inning. Bill Campbell pitching to Paul Blair. Strike swinging. 1-1. Blair came on to play in the 5th inning, relieving Thomason when Berkmeyer came in to pitch for Boston. And he's been up twice. Nothing for 2. 4-4 game. Campbell kicks, throws, a little pop-up. Is it fair or foul, and who's got it? Fisk under it, hops in there, and Fisk has it in fair ground. Infield fly rule finally applying. If fair, it stays as the infield fly rule, an automatic out, and the players advance at their own discretion. However, they held. And Blair popped up to Fisk in fair territory for the second out. There are 2 down, and Fred Stanley is the batter. He's walked, grounded to the pitcher, grounded to short. Piniella at second, not with great speed. Jackson at first. 2 down. And the weirdest bunch of hits you ever saw, but in their streak, the Red Sox got that kind of hit, too. Here comes the pitch. Inside, a fastball. 1 ball, no strikes to Stanley. Piniella second, Jackson first, and 2 away. Now the set by the big right-hander. Throws, strike swinging, and Stanley's ahead of him that time. Campbell took something off that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Red Sox in their 9th inning against Gossage will have Evans, Thompson, and Burleson up. Yankees have fought back for a run in the 8th inning. The pitch. Knocked Blair down. Ball 2, a fastball over Stanley, right in there on him, on his letters. And almost hit him. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Ron Guidry cannot lose tonight. He's off the hook. And will not lose his first game of the year, but of course he can't win it. Set by Campbell. Kicks and throws. Chopper at the plate. Foul by Stanley, and the count is 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with 2 on. Game was really blurring along for a while, very quickly. Guidry in there, and slowed his pace a little, but the pace of the excitement has been the same. It's been that way throughout for the second biggest crowd of the year here in New York. Here's the pitch by Campbell, and strike 3 swinging. He gets Stanley to end the inning, but the Yankees get the all-important tying run. We go to the 9th, 4-4. Time delaying things a little bit. A fan got on the field to go out to say hello to Reggie Jackson. He's being ushered off the field now by security guards. The Yankees and the Red Sox are tied at 4-all in the top of the 9th. Rich Gossage on in relief of Ron Guidry. Gossage came on after Guidry was being hit hard in the 7th inning, 6th and 7th inning. Gossage has given up 3 hits while he was in there. One of them a 2-run single by Burleson, both runs charged to Guidry. Evans first up. Dwight takes a high pitch, ball 1. Evans has had 2 hits tonight. Struck out his first time, but then doubled to right and singled to right. Takes outside from Gossage, ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. Gossage 3-7 on the year. Here's a breaking ball on 2-0, and he gets it over. Called strike. Gossage ready. Strike swinging. 2-2. Goose throws, and there's a drive to shortstop. Stanley gobbles it up and fires across for the out. 1 away. Station break time on the Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN, Canal Zone.
pitch to Gossage is outside, ball one. To Hobson by Gossage. Hobson is 1 for 2. Here it comes. Ground ball again to Stanley at shortstop, and the Chicken has it over to first, and carbon copy of the first play. 2 out in the Red Sox ninth inning. And here's been the most consistent Red Sox hitter, Rick Burleson. He struck out on 3 pitches in the first inning, then got 2 singles off Guidry and a single off Gossage. 3 for 4. Right now, Burleson batting at .256, his high for the year. Gossage delivers, and the Rooster takes a strike. Paper plate, or a frisbee, maybe a white frisbee, is sailed down on the field. Time called by Stanley, and he wants to go get it. So Fred Stanley recovers this one. People are starting to throw things a little bit on the field. We're in the top of the ninth inning, but a score tied at 4, and now the people have got a banner draped across the Red Sox dugout. Going to kick him out. Stanley floated the frisbee. One strike to Burleson. Here it is. High, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Yankees in their ninth inning have Garcia, White, and Nettles scheduled up. Pitch to Burley. Strike 2 called. Gossage is wheeling them in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-hander works. Burleson slams one to the gap in right center, but Blair is there. And Paul Blair makes the catch. Gossage has a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth, tied up 4-4. Bottom of the ninth inning at Yankee Stadium. Red Sox and Yankees tied up at 4. And Garcia will lead off against Bill Campbell. Campbell winds and throws, and it's strike 1 called. Damaso Garcia, second baseman. Hitless in 2 times. Pops it up toward the right side. Under it, Remy. And Jerry Remy has it for the first out. 1 away in the Yankee ninth. Well, it's the way this game goes, and this is not because it's a Boston-oriented broadcast, because those Yankee hits were clean as far as being out of the way of people, but they were not line drives, nor were they hard ground balls. They were little bloopers, and they tied up the ball game. It happened to Campbell a lot. It happened to Stanley a lot. The batter is White. The pitch. High drive, right field. Under it is Evans. Coming on now. Waiting. He's got it. That ball, White got under it a little bit too much. Otherwise, that one's out of here and we're going home. Or not really going home. Going to Baltimore within an hour of game time. 2 outs in the Yankee ninth inning. Nettles up. Greg Nettles. Infield hit him 3 times at bat, but always that home run threat. Now Evans is retrieving something in right field. Big crowd of 55,000 plus, and nobody's left here. Been a little more active tonight than the crowd last night. Much more so. Nettles the batter. 2 outs, ninth inning, 4-4. Campbell working to break Nettles. Fouls one off the left side, going for the screwball. 0-1. 11 hits for the Red Sox and 10 for New York. Orioles picked up a few more runs. They've come within striking distance of Toronto, but the Blue Jays still lead in that second game by a score of 8-4. Blue Jays won the first game 6-2. Campbell to Nettles. Fastball outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Winding and pitching. Fouling it back, Greg Nettles.
The series they're having up there is not going to enhance the crowd too much for the weekend, I don't think, down there.
No, this promised to be a big series, at least before the Orioles came to Boston. Four games with the Red Sox. The Orioles had climbed up to within 6.5 games. But they have dipped. 3 straight to Boston, 2 straight so far to Toronto. They've lost and are trailing in the next one. Pitch to Nettles. Outside low, ball 3. Full count. Tough part of the Yankee order. Waiting around to hit. Greg Nettles at bat. Thurman Munson on deck. 2-2. The count is directed to the scoreboard now by plate umpire Kaiser. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Campbell works. Nettles strikes out swinging. We go to extra innings. Into the 10th we go with the score 4-4. 9 innings, and it's 4-11-0 for the Red Sox, 4-10-0 for the Yankees. In extra inning play this year, the Red Sox have won 4 and lost 3, and the Yankees have won 4 and lost 2. The hit that tied up the game was the bloop to center field by Reggie Jackson, driving home Thurman Munson in the 8th inning. Run charged to Bergmeyer and Stanley and Gossage for it right now. Remy will lead off in the 10th, and here's Jim.
Mr. Remy on the night has had 1 hit, scratcher to third, 1 for 4 as he goes against the Goose here in the 10th inning. And it's all up for grabs in this one. Well played, errorless ball game. There's been some fine fielding plays. George Scott played a tremendous game down at first. Here's the pitch to Remy. Moved over the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Ellis goes for Texas tonight. Langford for Oakland. Long foul out of play, strike 2. For Chicago, it'll be Wilbur Wood against Seattle's Chop Creek, Michigan right-hander Richard Cole. 2 quick strikes on Remy. Outfield, shallow around towards left. Here's the Goose's pitch. Hammered towards Stanley at short. He's up, and the throw is just in time. Remy was flying down the line to try to beat out this full-bounding ball, but Stanley just didn't get him. 1 out. Jim Rice now, and he's been stopped hitless tonight. 0 for 3, walked 1. And he'll do battle with the Goose right here and now. And Yaz is on deck. 4-4, 10th inning at Yankee Stadium. Pitch to right. Swung on and foul, backing out of play for a strike. 0-1. And another 3-hour ball game or better going here tonight. Here's Gossage working outside to the big hitter. A ball and a strike on Jim S. Gossage and Campbell for all the marbles. Pitch is flying deep right field. Back goes Jackson, and it's over his head and off the wall. There's Rice on his way to second base. He'll settle for a double. An overpowering chop that just got over the head of Reggie Jackson before he could do anything about it. And the lead run is in scoring position for the Red Sox. And Rice's bat comes alive. That's the 12th hit, the 4th off Gossage. And Carl Yastrzemski is the batter. Yaz on the night is 1 for 4. Milwaukee clobbering Minnesota again. 7-2, or 7-3, 7th inning. Davis is over for Milwaukee. Marshall is on. They're going to give Mr. Yastrzemski a very wide berth here and put him on and hope they can get Carlton Fisk to hit the double play ball. They're going to walk Yaz. The first walk given up by Gossage. Few Red Sox fans in the audience. Sadly outnumbered, of course, but they are here, believe me, and they are booing the walking of Yaz. They want no part of old folks here in the clutch in a big money ball game with the blue ones right in the middle of the table. There's ball 4, he's on, and Fisk the batter. Fudge has had 1 hit tonight. He struck out twice, and he grounded out to third. Fisk took Gossage off the foul pole for a home run last night, you'll recall, but the Goose nailed him in the 8th inning, and he struck him out, and then he looked rather bad doing so. So Rice on his second, Yaz on his first, and the Red Sox have a threat here in the 10th inning. Play to deep left, Blair off toward left center, Jackson well over toward right center. Gossage ready, the pitch to Fisk is just outside for a ball, 1-0 the count. Sparky Lyle is throwing in the bullpen for New York. Martin fighting tooth and nail for this one, so is Zimmer. Pitch to Fisk, high for a ball, and it's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes on Fudge. Garcia shading a little bit towards second base. Chambliss wide of the line at first, and as Gossage is ready to pitch, Fisk could ask for time and gets it. Big Ken Kaiser took a big walking circle down toward first base. So the count will hold at 2-0 on Fisk. 22 hits in the ball game, 12 by Boston. But the runs are even at 4. Gossage ready. Pitch to Fisk. Pop down the middle for a strike. 2-1. Gossage has thrown strikes when he's had to. The only walk he's given up was the intentional pass just issued to Yastrzemski. Again, he works to Fisk. And a ball hit slowly along third. Could be a tough play. Thrown on to first. In time, they got Fisk on a great play by Craig Nettles. Played it the only way he could, grabbing the ball barehanded. And tying Fisk out by a half a step. Rice moving on to third, and into second went Yastrzemski. And now with the left hand hitting Lynn coming up, Billy Martin is coming to the mound. That was one of those plays you do or you don't, and Nettles did that time. Martin out there now to talk to the Goose. Stanley comes into the huddle. Munson is out there. And Billy trying to make up his mind whether he wants the left-hander Lyle to go to Lynn. Gossage has been on since the 7th. And I think he's going to stay with him. He is. Lynn has had one hit. It came off Gossage in the 8th inning, a double into the right center field gap. So a base hit here could mean 2. Give the Red Sox the lead. Rice at third. Yastrzemski at second. And Lynn against Gossage for a big piece of it right here. Outfield straight away. Here's the pitch. He almost hit him. 1 ball, no strike. Leonard goes for Kansas City tonight. Ken Brett for the slump-ridden California Angels. Here's Gossage working to Lynn. And it's pop foul out of play. 1-1. The count is all even on Brett. 4-4. Top half of the 10th inning. Gossage peers into Munson. And the pitch now to Lynn. And it's a little bit inside, and Gossage is going to kick on the call, I do believe. He's taking a good stare at Kaiser, and Munson is right around in the big umpire's face. 2 balls and a strike. Chambliss deep at first, almost to the edge of the grass. Here's Gossage into the motion, and the pitch. Ball 3 is outside. 3-1 now on Lynn. And on deck is George Scott. Now they're going to give Lynn ball 4 and take their chances with the right-hand hitter, Scott. So Lynn is walked. That's 2 given up by Gossage. Bases loaded, and the boomer up. Struck out twice. Singled, then struck out again. Rice at third. Yastrzemski at second. Lynn on at first. 2 men out. 4-4 ball game in the 10th inning. They're shaded toward right on Scott. Here's the pitch on the corner for a strike. 0-1. A nervous Billy Martin rocking back and forth on the second step of the dugout with Elston Howard and Yogi Berra right there with him. Here's the pitch now to Scott. Strike 2 balls. First 2 pitches have been over the outside corner, and George Scott has looked at both of them. Gossage right now has got him where he wants him, and the boomer must protect the plate and go after anything that's close. Here's the pitch by Gossage. Fouled way down the right field line, upper deck. No balls, 2 strikes. Red Sox trying to break it open here in the 10th inning for Bill Campbell. But the Yankees' premier fireballing right-hander, Gossage, trying to close them out and get Scott here. Rice off third, Yaz off second, Lynn off first. Here's the 2-strike pitch now to the boomer. Swung on and missed, strike 3. We go to the last half of the 10th inning, 4-4. We have a new pitcher for the Red Sox as we move into the last half of the 10th inning. The Dragon is on, Dick Drago. Bill Campbell tonight goes 1 2/3 innings, gave up the bloop single that tied up the ball game, and struck out 2 men while he was in there, and it is now Drago's game to win or lose.
All right, Dick Drago has a 2-1 record with a 2.25 earned run average. This is his 17th appearance. He has saved 6 ball games. In 28 innings, he has given up 24 hits, 3 homers, walked 11, struck out 13. And And the last time he worked was against these Yankees up in Fenway Park on the 20th of the month. In that game that the Red Sox lost, Drago came on and worked 4 innings. In that time, gave up 3 runs and 4 hits. Gave up a home run in that game, and he walked 3, did not have any strikeouts. But he's 3-1 on the year, and right next to Bill Campbell, counted on by Don Zimmer to take care of the short right-handed relieving that was carried by Bob Stanley earlier in the year, and then taken over by Drago, and then Campbell and Drago, and Campbell, Drago, and Stanley now. But he's on in a big spot right now, going to the bottom of the 10th inning, game tied at 4.
All right, and the lead of the Yankee batting order coming up. Munson, Chambliss, and Piniella to face Drago. 5 pitchers have touched to the mound tonight for Don Zimmer. Wright, Bergmeyer, Stanley, Campbell, and now Drago. Munson on the night is 2 for 4. He scored the tying run back in the 8th inning on the 2 Bloop singles. 2 empty seats, but for the most part, everybody is here. Now the ball is going to be looked at by Kaiser. At the request of Munson, I do believe. Drago takes a look around, then he's outfield. And here we go at the bottom of the 10th. Gossage overcoming the big Red Sox crowd and striking Scott out for the 4th time tonight. He didn't strike him out all those times, but the Boomer's been whipped 4 times. Drago to Munson. And he's high with it for a ball. 1-0 to count. Drago being very deliberate. It's been a little wild in his last outing or so, and Ned mentioned walking free and then laughed at him. Strike call to the knees, 1-1. Munson didn't like it. Questions the call by Kaiser. Mind you again, no game tomorrow. Back in action Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, all 7:30 games in Baltimore, and Sunday afternoon. Back for the Yankees Monday night, Tuesday afternoon in Boston. A tap up the middle. Remy goes over, covers it, fires the first in time. 1 out. So he gets the dangerous Munson, and now we'll work to Chambliss. 1 for 4 on the night. Houston still beating Cincinnati 6-4. The Dodgers have won tonight 3-0. Phillies won. Pittsburgh lost 1, and they were losing the second one in the first inning when the rain came there. Baltimore is losing a doubleheader to Toronto. Here's Drago working to the dangerous Chambliss and just missed outside at the waist. 1 ball, no strike. Piniella on deck and Jackson at the bat rack. A mustachioed one brings it in, and it's a little bit low, ball 2. They go with a breaking pitch under the knees. 2 balls, no strikes on Chambliss. And you can make no mistakes on him. Tommy House found that out one gay afternoon here. Here's Drago. 2-0 pitch to Chris. Long drive, deep center field, way back. Lynn is ranging back, and near the warning track, he drags it down. Chambliss pulls it. This game is over. But he hit it into the long, long part of the ballpark, and there's 2 away. Now Lou Piniella. 1 for... All right, now he peers in to take the sign from fifth. Brings it in to Piniella. Lou swings through a curveball. No balls and a strike. Looking how far Chambliss hit that ball and how much more room there is out there, and I think of some of the shots that I saw Mantle hit here. I look back on it now in almost disbelief. Drago work. And a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-2. 2 strikes on Piniella. 2 outs. 4-4 tie. 10th inning. Lou keeps looking at his bat. Now the count has changed. Kaiser did not call the last pitch a strike. Oh, they've got it on the scoreboard. He put his right hand up. Now he says it's 1-1. Drago works to him, and it's too close. According to our count, it's 2 balls and a strike now. Now they've corrected it on the scoreboard. 2-1. Drago tugging at the hat, which is a nervous mannerism of his. Both bullpens are quiet as Pinella bats here with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on and miss, strike 2. 2-2 the count. Way out beyond Lynn and over the fence, there's some dark bleachers. One night saw Mantle take Alex Kellner halfway up, batting right-handed in those things out there. I mean, that's a long, long way. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. Drago working on Pinella with some off-speed breaking stuff. Took a lot off the last pitch. Here's the 2-2 delivery. And it's into the dirt, bouncing all the way back to Reggie Jackson. In the on-deck circle, the count is full, 3-2. Pinella would just, Drago would just as soon dispose of Pinella right now and not face Jackson with anybody on base, I would imagine, wouldn't you? Drago, feet close together, and ready now for the payoff pitch. The delivery is back foul out of play. 11 o'clock in New York, and it's a 3-hour ball game right now and still going on. 3-2 on Pinella, who again is fiddling with some tape on his hands for batting glove or something. Well, the ball is tossed into Kaiser, and a new one brought out to Drago. Still Sweet Lou not ready to hit. Tell Kaiser he's ready now. So here we are, 3-2, 2 outs. Bases empty. The crowd beginning to build it up with the chant of Lou, Lou, Lou. Drago swings the arm back. And again, the payoff pitch. Fly ball out toward right field. It's down the line. Evans is on the move, and it's foul and into the seat. Ball just kept moving away from Remy, from Evans, and from Scott, who chased it a long ways down there. And he'll have to do it all over again. Let's pause here for identification. This is the Boston Red Sox Radio Network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Canal Zone.
All right, Lou dipping down, getting some more dirt. He's fought off 2 pretty good Drago pitches on 3-2 counts here. Now Drago, with a fearsome look in toward the plate, comes 3-2, and the ball is hit down toward Burleson. He is up and feeds on to Scott. We're going to go to the 11th. This score is tied at 4-4. The bottom end of the Red Sox batting order that has power, Evans, Thompson, and then Burleson to go at Gossage in the 11th. Here's Ness.
Okay, here we go. Evans standing in against Gossage. Dwight tonight is 2 for 4. A double and a single to the opposite field. Red Sox have been facing heat all night. Swinging strike on a Gossage pitch. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Deuce delivers again, and curveball, strike called in the outside corner, just like he did with Scott. He's hitting that outside corner on breaking stuff. Scott let 2 of them go by. Now it's 0-2 to Evans. Here comes high, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Dwight. Fine, tough ball game tonight here before 55,000. Good plays. Evans takes high, ball 2. There have been situations throughout the game with tension building and a chance for dramatics. Sometimes it's come, and sometimes the defense and the pitching has overcome it. Gossage to Evans, 2-2. Ball outside behind Munson. And now a 3-2 count to Dwight Evans. Hobson on deck and Burleson to follow. Dewey with a closed stance, standing in there, waiting as Gossage gets ready. Here it comes. Ground ball to shortstop. Picked up by Stanley on 2 hops. Fires across. Evans is out. One away in the Red Sox 11. Butch Hobson hasn't done too much tonight. He's had one hit, an infield hit, and he did score a run. He has struck out, walked, and grounded out. 1 for 3 for Hobby. He stands in there at 6 minutes past 11. Here it comes. Ground foul on a check swing off to the first base side. 1 strike to Hobson. Guidry threw smoke and hard sliders through 6 innings. Finally left in the 7th on this hot, humid night. Gossage has been throwing heat since. Mixed a little breaking stuff. Hobson looks at ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Burleson up next. Got the pitch. Little foul ball out of play, very high, but toward the upper deck, back of the plate. It's 1-2 to Butch. Gossage has fanned 3 since coming into the game. Guidry struck out 6. 1-2. Strike 3 called. Hobson is out on strikes, and it looks like a slider, and he is saying something to plate umpire Kaiser. He moves back toward the bench. Well, it's 4 strikeouts for Gossage, and he's been pretty powerful himself. 2 outs to Burleson. Gossage winds and throws and barely takes a strike. Remy on deck. Right-hander delivers, and down goes Burleson, almost hit by a pitch. Moss started out. Charlie Moss thought he was hit by the pitch, but he went down and got out of the way of it. And that one was right near the head. No, sir. It was steamed in there. Burleson's had 3 hits tonight and 2 runs batted in. He's 3 for 5. Gossage got him in the 8th inning, but the big hit for the Red Sox was Burleson's 2-out, 2-run single with 1 out in the 7th inning off Gossage. He greeted him that way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here it is. Foul back. It's 1-2 to the Rooster. Gossage worked a perfect inning in the 9th. He's got 2 legs up on one right here and 2 strikes. And 1 ball down to Burleson. Pitching. Ball outside. 2-2. Gossage has been hitting that outside corner on right-handed batters. Burleson would like Kaiser to check the baseball. He does. And I think she finds the Rooster right. No, he just gave it back to Munson. 2-2. Guidry had 3 perfect innings, the first 3 innings of the game. Burleson swings and sends a line drive to right field to Jackson. He one-hands it, and that's all for the Red Sox. They're in order in the 11th. We go to the bottom half, 4-4. So we roll into the bottom of the 11th inning, tied up 4-4, the Yankees and the Red Sox. Reggie Jackson leads off against Dick Drago. Jackson has been certainly involved tonight. He's 2 singles and a double, and a long drive to left field. 3 for 4. Hit the ball hard. Except for the Flair single, which knocked in the tying run in the 8th inning. That was the one he hit the least hard. Drago working to Reggie. Fastball outside, ball 1. Four, tie game, 12 hits for the Red Sox, 10 for the Yankees. Not an error in the game. Here it comes to Jackson. Strike called outside corner. Drago, a power pitcher, uses the fastball a lot. He'll throw the slider and the curve. Outfield to right on Jackson. Here it comes. Inside, a ball. Looking him out and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck hitters, Paul Blair. Drago winds and throws, and it's a ball outside. He's behind Jackson, 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Reggie backs out. Adjusts his glasses. Moves back in. Dick Drago, both feet on the rubber, goes to work. Here it comes. Strike call is 3-2. Full count to Jackson, 3-2. Game has had everything that you'd want. The high drama, good fielding plays, superlative pitching early by Guidry. Sparky Lyle is now starting to warm again in the bullpen for New York. It's Drago all the way right now for Don Zimmer. 3-2 to Jackson. Reggie's ready now, so Drago will step on the mound. The windup. The pitch. Check swing, and it's a ball 4. They check off at third base umpire DeNiro. He says he checked the swing all right. And Jackson, the potential winning run, is at first base with nobody out. Oh, those bases on balls. Jim Wright walked 3 in his brief stint. And although none of them scored, they were advancing people that got to base and then set the stage for runs that eventually happened. Okay, Jackson at first. Nobody out. They'll look for the bunt from Blair. Blair can bunt. He is 0 for 3 in this game since coming on in the 5th inning. He batted for Thomason in the 4th when Berkmeyer was on. Drago positions Burleson up a little around shortstop. Burley's in 2 steps. Remy's in about 3. It's double play depth. Hobson guarding the line at third. He's in a couple of steps. They'll look for the bunt from Paul Blair. Dick Drago ready. And the pitch. The bunt is fouled. And it's fouled off the hand of Carlton Fisk. Hit him on the heel of the gloved hand, I believe. 1 strike to Blair. That brought Hobson in a hurry from third. Scott, wary at first base, will hold against Jackson and charge. 1 strike to Blair now. Stanley on the hitter. Dick Drago throws to first. Of course, Billy Martin in the hole right now has 2 left-handed pinch hitters available in a spot to get a winning run in. Spencer and Johnstone. Pitch by Drago. The bunt is placed toward the mound. Drago will go to first with it. Goes the safe way. And they get the out that way, but the sacrifice sends Jackson into scoring position. First pitcher, 1 to 3. Fisk goes out. It appeared for a moment that maybe Drago would have a play at second base, but he decided on a safe play at first, and Jackson goes to second. So Blair does his job, and Fred Stanley is up. Potential winning run at second base where a hit would send everybody home. Some have gone home, but not too many.
Just went over to say hello to Bob Fishel, Willie McPhail's top assistant, and he facetiously said, "Gee, this baseball's a dull game, isn't it?"
Said what?
"Gee, this baseball's a dull game, isn't it?"
Yeah. Tell that to Howard. All right. It is the chicken up there, Fred Stanley. Jim Spencer has moved out on deck. He needs the chance, will bat for Garcia. Here's the pitch to Stanley, and a check swing strike on the outside corner. An opening walk to Jackson, and a sacrifice by Blair has put the runner at second. Game tied, 4-4, 11th inning. Jackson off second. Drago leans down for the sign. His pitch to Stanley. Outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One count, 1 away. Fisk with the sign to Drago. And the pitch swung on and missed the curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Drago working very carefully as he needs be because of the situation. Billy Martin, 1 foot on the dugout step, leaning his arms on the bent leg, looking at the action. It's 1-2. Drago pauses at the belt line. Pitches. Strike 3 called. He's got Fred Stanley. Stanley is out. A hard slider on the outside corner. And a strikeout for Drago, his first. Now there are 2 down. And Jim Spencer is going to bat for Garcia. Jim Spencer, left-handed hitting first baseman, designated hitter type. Gold glove first baseman, but he's a DH here. And he's coming on to pinch hit. He's had a good record as a pinch hitter this year. Spencer is 4 for 10 as a pinch hitter, including 1 home run and 6 runs batted in, hitting .400 as a pinch hitter. Fisk and Drago are talking at the mound about pitching to Spencer. First base is open. Whoever goes there, it doesn't matter. Roy White, who's a switcher, is on deck, so it doesn't matter about him. There's no more left-handers left in the Red Sox bullpen except Bill Lee, and he's a starter and will not be throwing out there. Roy White's a switch hitter anyway. Final score in the National League, Houston defeated Cincinnati 7-4. So the Dodgers pick up a game there on the Reds. Okay, we're set now. Jim Spencer batting .223 is at the plate. Butt tough. Jackson at second. 2 out. Drago fires. Low, ball 1. Spencer was up last night as a pinch hitter against Campbell, and Bill got 2 quick strikes on him and then walked him. That loaded the bases, but Bill got out of it. So Spencer is up again. 7 homers and 20 runs batted in for him this year. Drago ready, looks back and comes in with his pitch. Strike call to the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike to Spencer. 11th inning, 4-4. Drago used to this situation since he became a short reliever 3 or 4 years back with the Red Sox. In the tight now, pitching 1-1 to Spencer. Comes in with his pitch, and it's popped up foul. Let's see if it's playable. No, it's into the stand. Third base side. Now it's 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes to pinch hitter Jim Spencer. Drago will get another baseball thrown out to him by Fisk. The infield is solidly around to right on Spencer, playing him to pull. Outfield the same way. Burleson way over towards second base. Remy on the edge of the outfield grass, almost halfway between first and second. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reggie Jackson, hands on hit, away from second base with a medium lead. Burleson behind him. Drago works to Spencer, and there's a drive into right field for a base hit. Picked up on a hop. They will send Jackson. Here comes the throw. This tags him out, and we go to the 12th inning. Dwight Evans tagging, throwing out Reggie Jackson at home plate with a potential winning run, and here we go to the 12th. The score tied 4-4. A dramatic play to end the bottom of the 11th inning as Spencer singled sharply. Had he singled any lighter, if it had been the kind of flare that was set out earlier, it would have been the winning run. Jackson trying for the plate. I think he ran through a sign at third base. But Dwight Evans coming up with a big hop. He had to leap a little bit for the hop. And he fired to Fisk, and they had Reggie Jackson out. Sparky Lyle is on the pitch as the big right-hander Gossage went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, no runs. He walked 4, 2 intentionally. He walked 2 intentional walks, and he struck out 3. And Lyle is on to pitch in the 12th. Jim?
Lyle 5-1, ERA of 3.70 in game number 27, and he's had 7 saves. given up 23 runs in 56 innings, 3 home runs, walked 17, and struck out 13. He faces Remy. 1 for 5 tonight. Outfield shallow around Ford left, and Remy takes the breaking ball from Sparky for a strike. 0-1 to count. The battle goes on and on between these two contenders. Up a little high to Jerry. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ball game moving to the 3.5-hour mark now in a bitterly fought contest. There's a bunt along third. Remy hanging it out, and he'll have a base hit with no play on the part of Nettles. Jerry Remy with a lightning-like bunt that died in the grass halfway to third. Nettles had no chance and overran the ball anyway. It's a base hit for Remy, and the Red Sox have the lead run on. And Jim Rice, the batter. What that speed will do for you.
What do you have the leading hitter, the slugger in the league, do now? Bunt or hit away? That's Zimmer's decision, and a tough one right now.
Right it is, not mine. Rice on the night had 1 hit, a double. They're deep for him in the outfield. White's out of sight in left field. Brian Doyle's at second base, and Rice takes the ball inside. Denny's brother, one of the twins. Rice taking a look at Yost after every pitch now to see if Zimmer has changed his mind. The speedy Remy at first base. Nobody out. Pitch to Rice. Hammered at it. Missed for a strike. 1-1 to count. Gave him a breaking ball. More activity in the Yankee bullpen. A parade of pitchers tonight. 5 for Boston. 3 for New York. Lyle comes to the waist. Here's the pitch to Rice, and he's shortened up as if to bunt. Here's the throw on down, and Remy is out. Pitch was way inside, and Munson threw Remy out by as far as he's been thrown out all year. Didn't see the jump. He must not have gotten a good jump at all. Play was 2-6 with Stanley covering. So that takes the big run off the base path. There's no doubt about him being out. Count on Rice at 2 balls and a strike. Now the pitch by Sparky, and Rice hammers it foul into the feet. Count evens now at 2-2. Tim Clay, the right-hander that Super Scout Clyde King is supposed to come in here and work with after he gets through straightening Beatty out in Tacoma, is loosely in the bullpen. The 2-2 pitch by Sparky Lyle. High foul ball, 15 out of play behind first. And it's still 2-2 on Rice. 4 runs, 13 hits for Boston. 4 runs, 11 hits for New York. Sparky with a big chaw. Wheels it in to Jim Rice, and way inside, ball 3. Well, he's gone to the full count now on Rice. Yastrzemski will be next. Payoff pitch now to Rice. Fouled away again. He's fighting off. Lyle pitches. Giants have taken a 1-0 lead over Gaylord Perry behind Vida Blue in the 4th inning in San Diego. 3-2 on Rice. 1 man out. Nobody on. Inning number 12. Here's the pitch by Sparky. High top foul. Munson looking for it. Coming toward the railing. No play, Thurman. It's back by 6 rows. All the count, still holding on the big hitter, Jim Rice. Red Sox threatened in the 10th. That was their big one. When they got away with purposely walking Yaz and Lynn, and then struck out Scott with the bases full. So Baltimore, Toronto finally up in that second game. Toronto's leading 8-4 in the 8th inning after beating Baltimore the opener 6-2. All right, the 3-2 pitch again to Rice. Another foul out of play, way into the upper deck. So Rice has fought off 3. Sparky Lyle, full count pitches. Milwaukee's now beating Minnesota 12-4. Again, the 3-2 pitch. High, he walked him. So Rice gets a walk from Lyle, and that'll bring up Yastrzemski. Yankees move into Milwaukee for a twilight doubleheader tomorrow night, with a rookie, Larry McCall, pitching, and they don't even list the pitcher for the second game. Going against 2 good left-handers, Mike Caldwell and Jerry Augustine. So 1 on and 1 out. And Carl Yastrzemski up. 1 for 4 on the night. Pretty much straight away in the outfield for Yaz. Short lead by Rice. Here's the pitch. High to Yastrzemski for a ball. 1-0 the count. Clay idly tossing in the bullpen still. Sparky pops ahead, feeds to Yaz. High fly ball, right field, not deep. Jackson on the move, getting under it, and he's got it. 2 men out. 2 away in the 12th inning, and here is Carlton Fisk. Pretty much stopped tonight. He struck out twice, grounded out twice to Nettles, and had a base hit. He's 1 for 5. Red Sox 4, Yankees 4. Top of the 12th inning. The Red Sox are going to have a late steady bye in Baltimore. They don't care if it's 4 in the morning, if they can get this off the Yankees. Breaking ball was in for a strike, nothing in 1. Both teams have battled back from deficits in this one. Short lead by Rice. Lyle works, and a drive toward left. Fight coming up, getting there. That's it. We go to the bottom of the 12th, tied at 4. Big O with his work cut out for him in the bottom of the 12th will face the top end of the Yankee batting order. White, Nettles, Munson, if anybody gets on, Chambliss. Roy White on the night has walked, struck out, grounded out, singled, and flied out. So he is 1 for 4 on the night. Fifth throw goes down to Remy. His uniform front is just covered with dirt with his headlong dive and unsuccessful dive into second base. White, Nettles, Munson, and here we go in the bottom of the 12th. Stopped raining in Pittsburgh. Cardinals are leading the second game 4-0 over the Pirates. Won the first game 2-0. They go with a long look in toward White, batting left-handed again now, and the pitch to him. Pop foul coming behind the plate. Fisk had to get out of the way of, and he got there. Another fine play by Fisk, who got all tangled up with umpire Ken Kaiser, and suddenly had to run like the wind and just did get the ball at the screen. He has made some of the finest foul ball catches over the past week. It's been a pleasure to watch for a long time. Station identification on the Boston Red Sox radio network. Cooper Tire is...
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
Nettles up now. He's had a 1 for 4 night. Nobody has really hypoed their batting average much except Burleson. They go working to yet another left-hand batter. Sticks a strike into the knees of Greg Nettles. 0-1 the count. Evans at deep right field of this long ball threat. Many of the 55,000 have departed, but there's still a heap of people here. High pop foul, third base side, and no play for Hobson. Well back into the seat. 2 quick strikes on Nettles. A long time ago, Jim Wright started this ball game and left after 2 2/3, trailing 3-0. Red Sox came back to get the lead, 4-3. Yankees tied it in the 8th, and that's the way it's been ever since. Dago swings the arm. Looks at Nettles. Fires his pitch, and it's high. 1-2 the count on Nettles. Thurman is on deck. Baltimore has tied up Toronto in the second game. That's 8-8 in the 9th inning now. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play, third base side. Toronto beat him the first game, beating Jim Palmer 6-2. Had a huge lead in the second game. But Baltimore has tied it 8-8. Billy Smith hit a 3-run homer to get that even. All right, 1-2 on Nettles. Lynn very deep in center. Here's Dago into the motion, and the pitch way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dago goes back, gets the pitch to the Rosenbag. Gets a new ball from Kaiser. Dago really got on DeMuro a while ago on that walk to Reggie Jackson. Yelling at him, and DeMuro took a step toward the mound and I guess told him to keep still. Said enough. Again, Drago dusts the front and the back of the hand with the Rosenbag. 1 out, nobody on. 4-4, bottom of the 12th. And a 2-2 count on Greg Nettles. The look in by Drago. Here is the pitch. Just a little bit low. Count goes full now, 3-2. Close pitch to take. Nettles got away with it. Big sigh now by the Dragon. Can't make it too good to Nettles or he'll lose it for you. Drago is set, and the payoff pitch is coming. Long drive, center field, but it's in the long part of the ballpark, and Mr. Lynn is there. 2 out. 2 away to Thurman Munson. He's had a couple of hits tonight, 2 for 5. Organist stirring things up here. Two games here to over 108,000 people. Ain't nothing like a Yankee Red Sox series here or at Fenway, is there? 2 out, nobody on. Yastrzemski fairly deep in left. Lynn a little off toward left center, not much. Dago works to Munson and breaks him a curveball down low. 1 ball, no strike. Chambliss on deck. People in this crowd must be wrung out the way they've been yelling and hollering and jumping up and down when Guidry was pitching a long time ago. Dago working. To Munson. A swing and a miss on the part of the big catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yankees will be at Fenway next Monday night and next Tuesday afternoon on the 4th of July. Just a very brief homestand. Here's the 1-1 pitch by the Dragon. Ball outside. 2-1. Kaiser looked like he was going to fire his right hand, and he didn't. So Munson ahead of the count. 2 balls and a strike. Red Sox 4, Yankees 4. 12th inning. Crowd starting to build it up again here at the stadium. Drago rears back, sends it in way outside, ball 3. And he's 3-1 on Munson, trying to keep the ball away from Thurman. He is about to lose him. Drago standing out there, hand on his hip, waiting for Munson to get set. It's been a long night here for everybody. Athletes, umpires, fans, dugout, and the media. Here comes the 3-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled off the body of fifth someplace. And the count's full again now, 3-2. And more baseballs being flipped around there by Kaiser. Drago, the 5th pitcher for Zimmer tonight. And it's his to win or lose, as it is Sparky Lyles. Munson digs in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 men out. McLaren looks by Drago, and the payoff pitch to Munson. Line foul, right field side, ricocheting on out into right, where we'll have to wait until the ball boy runs it down a long ways out there. Amos Otis has hit a 2-run homer for Kansas City, his 11th of the year, and they lead downtrodden California now 4-0 through 2 1/2. Angels have come on evil days, starting to Don Drysdale last night. Says they can't hit a lick. Right now, Munson's trying to hit a lick off Drago. 3-2 pitch. Line, right center field. That's going to find the gap. No. Quickly over is Evans to cut it off, and Munson is on at first. Ball wasn't hit hard enough to get through. Drago gives up his second hit. And that'll bring up Shamblin. So with 2 outs and the winning run potentially at first, the Yankees have a chance. Shamblin, 1 for 5 on the night. Hit totals are almost even now. 13 for Boston, 12 for New York. Chamblin's hitting right at .299 as he waits Drago's first pitch. The Dragon is set. The pitch to Shamblin stays outside, a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Drago tugging at the peak of the cap. Munson not much of a lead over at first against George Scott's hold. More big globs of paper come drifting down from the upper deck. Here's Drago's pitch and a big swing, and Chamblin's tried to end it right there. Sinking dive delivery down and in on him, and boy did he take a cut. 1 ball, 1 strike. Munson at the bag. Now takes a little wandering lead of about a step and a half, and a throw over there, and Munson glides back in. Baltimore is batting in the 9th inning in their second game. 8-8. They go ready. Chamblin's right down to the bat handle. Lashes it right to Scott, who'll step on the bag for the out, and we're going to go to the 13th. 4-4. Texas has a 2-1 lead over Oakland through 4 innings. Ellis against Langford. The Mariners are playing pretty good ball now, leading Chicago 1-0 after 3 innings in the Dome. Giants have stretched their lead over San Diego to 3-0. They're in the 5th inning behind Vida Blue. Well, Mr. Martin, will 13 prove to be unlucky for somebody?
Well, we'll see. We got about 11 minutes left of the June 27th. June 28th coming up very shortly. May be playing into tomorrow. Fred Lynn first up against Sparky Lyle. Lyle into his second inning of relief. Sparky, who throws the slider all the time. He describes himself as a one-pitch pitcher. Swinging strike by Lynn. But he throws it well. He said he'll throw a couple of fastballs here and there, but that's the spot and set up the slider. Gap in right center, and Lynn sends a high fly ball into shallow, well, back of second base. Second baseman Brian Doyle has it back on the bag, back on the grass, about 10 yards off the skin part of the infield. Lynn is out. Previously, he had walked twice, doubled, grounded out, and flied out. Now he's popped up to second. George Scott up. And Scott has had 4 strikeouts tonight and a single. He has scored a run, but he's fanned 4 times. And he has played no favorites. He's done it on several pitches. Fouls one off the mask or glove of Munson. Strike 1. Sherman had to fight that one. Scott struck out twice against Guidry and then got him for a base hit. He struck out twice against Gotchi. Now he faces Lyle for the first time. Here's the pitch. Inside corner, called strike 2, and quickly Scott is down again. He's been doing that all night, getting behind 0-2. Lyle ready. Kicks and throws. Strike 3, got him again. Scott strikes out for the 5th time tonight against 3 different pitchers. That's the first strikeout for Lyle. So it's been a night of frustration for the Boomer, except for the one ray of sunshine on a dark night. They hit. 2 out very quickly as the Red Sox have played in patterns in the last 5 innings. Every other inning, they go down 1, 2, 3, and then the off innings, they get people on base. They have been down in order in the 9th, 11th, and now they're 2 outs in the 13th. Dwight Evans up, 2 for 5. 13 hits for the Red Sox, 12 for the Yankees. Evans sends a fly ball to center field. This should end the top of the inning. Under it is Paul Blair. He got it. 1, 2, 3 innings for Lyle. And we go to the bottom of the 13th. Tied up at 4.
Argentines, weary from 2 full days of non-stop celebrations, finally have drifted off to sleep, secure in the knowledge that the World Cup is safely in their hands for 4 years. Only small bands of truant schoolboys and girls roamed through the streets of Buenos Aires late Monday, disturbing the silence of a drizzly winter night with an occasional beat on a drum or a blow of a whistle. Garbage men began the task of collecting tons of soggy paper, which over the last 2 days of riotous celebrations had fallen from rooftops and balconies onto crowds of dancing and singing people. On Sunday, Argentina's soccer team beat Holland 3-1, ending a 1-month tournament that cost the nation $700 million and had taken on many of the characteristics of a holiday crusade. The team's fans, which number most of the nation's 27 million people, charged headlong into an all-night orgy of jubilation after Sunday's victory, and Monday was the last gasp. People in Buenos Aires awoke to the occasional sound of car horns, honked to the beat of the shout, "Argentina, Argentina," and the celebration began to regain the momentum it lost in the late hours of the night. School children, taking advantage of the surrounding the victory, skipped classes en masse and paraded through the cities throughout the nation with the blue and white banners of Argentina. So, quite a celebration in Buenos Aires, Argentina winning the World Cup.
Okay, we go now to the bottom of inning number 13. Near 9 minutes shy of the witching hour. Dick Drago, who has worked 3 scoreless innings in relief, will face Piniella, Jackson, and Blair. Yankees have the winning run coming headed for the plate in the 11th inning with 2 outs, but it was cut down there on a perfect throw from Dwight Evans in right field. That's the closest anybody has gotten lately. Red Sox really haven't gotten that close at all. Gossage and Lyle have done well in relief. Drago has pitched scoreless ball. Campbell pitched scoreless ball, but gave up the hit, the Booth single that drove in the tying run. There's a strike call to Piniella. Team against team here. Good battle at Yankee Stadium. Pitch by Drago, and Piniella takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. You look out at those bullpens, and you don't see too many folks out there. Alan Ripley is there on the Red Sox side, along with a couple of catchers. Ken Clay for the Yankees, sitting just about alone out there. 1-1 pitch. Swing, strike, and 1 and 2 to Piniella. First they have McCall, their rookie pitcher. Can't use him if they want to start him tomorrow night in Milwaukee. They have a twine-nighter against the Brewers there. Red Sox are blessed with an open date, so they can let it all hang out tonight. 4 people have come out of the bullpen now after Wright was knocked out in the 3rd inning. The 1-2 pitch by Drake. Ground ball to shortstop. Sticks up off for the ground by Burleson. Fires all on to first base for the out. Piniella grounds out. Reggie Jackson is up. Jackson has had 3 hits in this game. He's 3 for 4. He was the one. The 1-2 pitch by Drake. Ground ball to shortstop. Sticks up off for the ground by Burleson. Fires all on to first base for the out. Piniella grounds out. Reggie Jackson is up. Jackson has had 3 hits in this game. He's 3 for 4. He was the one thrown out at home plate in the 11th inning by Evans. He's hit the ball hard on 3 occasions, one on a drive deep to left for an out. And, of course, every time he walks up there, you know he can hit it anywhere out of here in this ballpark. Drago knows that. And the pitch. It's just outside the edge. Ball 1. Alan Ripley, the only pitcher out of the bullpen for Boston. 3 catchers. Bullpen coach, Walt Reniak and Montgomery. Kendall. It's a pitch inside to Jackson, ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. First, the Red Sox bullpen hadn't gotten much work recently. The starters have been showing complete games lately. Drago 2-0 to Jackson. Has to come in and does not. It's ball 3. 3-0 to Reggie. Yankees have had men on in the last 2 of the last 3 innings, but have not been able to get them around. 3 balls, no strikes to Reggie Jackson. See if they give him the green light. Here it is. The ball 4, he's on. Jackson again representing the potential tying run. He's been on base now 5 times tonight. He's at first with 1 out. Second walk given up by Drago, both of them to Jackson. He's been keeping them outside on him. Now Blair is up. And Paul, last time up, tried to bunt Jackson on and popped a foul back and was caught by Fisk. I beg your pardon. He did that 2 times ago. He fouled out on a full swing, and last time out, he sacrificed Jackson at second. And that was when Jackson later on tried to score on the pinch single by Spencer with 2 out and was thrown out of the plate. Here's the set by Drago. Throw to first, not in time. Toronto dug that second game out, and they've taken a double dip over Baltimore. The final score in the second game, 9-8. They won the first game 6-2. They won yesterday 24-10. Who? Orioles now have lost 6 in a row. Here's the pitch to Blair. Check swing. It's outside. Ball 1. Drago wanted that call. He's showing them away from Blair, who's sometimes they work a pattern on him. They'll show him a heat up and in, a fastball, and then breaking stuff away. Drago, disgusted with that call, moves back off the mound and stands back in the pitching rubber. Now is ready to come up top. 1 ball, no strikes to Blair. Yankees 4, Red Sox 4, 13th inning. Jackson at first, 1 out. Dick Drago into the set. Now he pitches, and it's a strike call. Picked up the outside edge nicely. 1 ball, 1 strike. Losing pitcher for Baltimore in that second game was Don Stanhouse, their top right-handed reliever. And Hector Cruz was the winning pitcher. Orioles out-hit Toronto finally, 13-11. Throw to first. Not in time. Scott digging it out. 6 in a row they've lost. 6 in a row for the Orioles is right. And Toronto, let's see, 24, 11, and 11. 46 hits by Toronto in 3 games off the vaunted pitching staff of the Orioles, which had been just blistering in the American League. Batter. 1-1 pitch. Looper to center field, and Lynn can't get to it. Bounces in front of it. Jackson goes to second. The winning run is at second base. Paul Blair singles to center with 1 out. Runners at first and second, and the batter is Fred Stanley. So Blair, who has done this so many times since coming up to the Yankees from Baltimore, and even when he was with them, a big hit in late innings. Blair at first, and Jackson carrying the winning run is at second. Jackson talking to Remy out there at second base. Paul Blair with a single off Drago, the 3rd hit that Dick has given up. Now, Fisk and Drago talking at the mound. Fred Stanley waiting alone at the plate as the umpire Kaiser goes out to warn Fisk. Tell him to hurry up anyway. 2 minutes before midnight. Okay, here we go. Stanley the hitter. Game replete with everything. Good fielding plays on both sides. Stanley is hitless tonight in 4 trips. He has walked 1. has struck out his last 2 times up. Two on, 1 out, infield, double play depth. The stretch by Drago. The pitch to the plate. Strike called, outside corner at the knees. 0-1. Yankees have used 3 pitchers. The Red Sox have used 5. Drago ready. Burleson moves towards second base. Drago looks there, throws, foul back. And Stanley's down on the count 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Frederick Stanley.
I believe after all that time, the exact totals on the scoreboard.
That's right, 4-13-0 for each team in the runs, hits, errors department. Midnight, Stanley stands in with a 2-strike count. Now Drago, all set. Here's his pitch, and it's high and outside a ball. And some of the police and security guards chasing and trying to contain a few vociferous people down now behind the Yankee dugout, that area. 4-4, the score. The count on Stanley, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blair at first, Jackson at second. Drago looks and throws, and it's almost a strike, but outside it goes. Stanley nearly went for that, but he pulled it back in time, and the count is 2-2. Drago looks down at his feet, thinking perhaps that should have been called strike 3. 2-2 to Stanley. Yankees at one time had a 3-0 lead. Then the Red Sox went ahead 4-3. Yankees tied it in the 8th, and it's been that way since. Dick Drago ready to go. Here it comes. Ball high. Stanley again had a notion, but the fastball missed. And now it's 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Stanley the batter. Jay Johnstone is on deck. He will bat for Brian Doyle if he gets a chance. 1 away. Drago, 3-2 pitch. A little foul back out of play. So it continues here into June 28th. Three balls, 2 strikes. Stanley and Drago with a 1-on-1 battle with 2 base runners to bother Drago, forcing him, of course, to work from the stretch. Stanley stands in, swishing a black bat, cocking it now behind his right ear. Drago throws, ground ball to short. Burleson to Remy, 1 to first. Low throw, dug up by Scott for the double play. And the Yankees do not score. We go to the 14th, tied up 4-all.
I tell you, the Yankees are saying, let's get this thing over with and get on the road. I'll tell you, this is a getaway day for the Yankees, and they've got to be in Milwaukee for a day-night doubleheader beginning at 6 o'clock Milwaukee time, and I got news for you. They want to get this thing over with and get out of there. On the other hand, Boston has a day off on Wednesday, but they've got to go to Baltimore for a 4-game series against the Orioles. That'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all single games, and then that Sunday game will be an afternoon affair in Baltimore. No curfew in New York, so they'll just keep rolling along here till we get a decision on this game. Dave McCabe hit a single, a double, a 2-run triple, and scored twice, while Dave Lemanchik got his second win in 12 starts as the Toronto Blue Jays beat Jim Palmer and the Baltimore Orioles 6-2 in the first game of a doubleheader. In the second game, Sam Ewing hitting just 161, stroked a 1-out pin single to score Otto Velez from second in the 9th, and the Blue Jays took a 9-8 victory and a sweep. So the Orioles have now lost 8 of their last 9 games. Ewing's game-winning hit dropped into shallow left center field and came after Velez drew a 1-out walk from loser Don Stanhouse, and McKay singled. The Orioles tied the second game with a 4-run 8th, sparked by Billy Smith's 5th homer, a 3-run shot which made the score 8-7. Starter Jesse Jefferson departed in favor of reliever Joe Coleman, who gave up a walk to Terry Crowley and an RBI double to Rich Dower, which tied the game.
All right, before the top of this, Jim comes on for the 14th, the station break on the Red Sox radio network.
This is the American Forces Radio and Television Service.
SCN Canal Zone.
This now the longest game of the year for both clubs here, time-wise and inning-wise. As we head into the 14th, and Butch Hobson, who's on a 1-for-4 night, struck out twice, his base hit with an infield hit. Facing Sparky Lyle. 4-4-14. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed by Hobson for a strike. 0-1. Doyle still at second base. They didn't get the pinch hitter up there for him, but they had him ready. Ball down low and into a right-hand batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Which would have probably brought Blair back into the infield again. Hobson waves at a curveball. Let's get it. 1-2 on Butch. 10 Red Sox have been sand tonight. Here's Lyle going to work again, and Hobson strikes out. That's the way it starts here in the 14th inning. Second strikeout for Sparky. 6, 10, 12 strikeouts now for Yankee pitching. Burleson up. He is 3 for 6 and batting .254. Burleson's got better luck when he's gone after that first pitch and it's been around the strike zone. Most of his hits tonight came that way. And this one is in for a strike, and he lets it go by at the letters. 0-1 the count. Starks haven't had much of a threat since the 10th inning. Line foul, left field side, and Burleson quickly down to the count. No balls, 2 strikes. White Sox batter Dick Cole out and has taken a 5-1 lead over the Mariners. Old buddy Tom House now pitching for them now. Sparky goes to the 2-strike count. Fly ball, shallow right field. Jackson coming on. He got there. 2 men out in the Red Sox 14th inning. And here is Remy. 2 for 6. We roll on and on at Yankee Stadium. Past the midnight hours and into the morning. And an airplane is waiting somewhere to fly the Red Sox to Baltimore. First pitch to Remy. Backs him out of there, but picks up the inside corner. Lyle working very easily. No balls and a strike. Lyle's different pitcher, and he is a 10-1. Swing and a miss, and Remy's down. No balls, 2 strikes. And Lyle is just going after the Red Sox hitters. The next pitch. Luke foul over the dugout of Boston and into the seats. Count holding at 0-2. And Rice hoping Remy can keep it alive for him. Athletes have had a long, long night out there. And it may get longer. Who knows? 2-strike pitch. Fly ball, shallow left field. Back goes Stanley, ranging into left, calling for it. He's got it. We go to the last half of the 14th inning. 4-4.
Hot. The Angels' only hope this season, Nixon says, was in outfielder Joe Rudy.
Come out to the Red Sox Yankee game next Monday. Why don't you pick up your 1978 Red Sox yearbook if you haven't done it? Great action pictures. Staffs on everybody. Send for it by mail. Send $250 to cover postage and handling to the Red Sox yearbook, Box 9, Boston. 02114. Brian Doyle will be the leadoff batter against a rather weary-looking Dick Drago out there. Looked like Dick was pretty tired in the last inning, but nobody warming up. Drago forever. Doyle batting .222. He's had 4 for 18 since being called up. And all of these hits have been singles. No runs batted in. It'll be Doyle here and then the top of the batting order. Drago ready to go to work in the bottom of the 14th. 4-4. Pitch to Dick is right up the knees for a called strike, a fastball, 0-1. Mr. Lee McPhail, the league president, is hanging in there. He's still here. Next pitch to Doyle. Slap foul. Strike two. Left field side out of play. 2 quick strikes on Doyle. 4-13-0 for both ball clubs. Game has run past the 4-hour mark. And a lot of empty seats showing now. People have to go to work tomorrow. But they've seen a darn fine ball game, no matter who wins it. Outside is Drago. 1-2 the count. Baltimore has lost a doubleheader to Toronto. 6-2 and 9-8. Drago getting set, and another raucous argument of some kind starts from the stands with all the uproars about. Strike 3 called. Drago threw him a breaking ball, and Doyle took it, and Dick Drago has his second strikeout. One away in the top of the order, Roy White. Doyle, a rookie, has only been up 18 times, is going to argue with Kaiser about that call, and it looked like a perfect pitch. So here's Wade up. 1 hit on the night. Cherry bomb just exploded right in behind Lou DeMuro, the third base umpire. Moon must be getting full or something here. Natives are getting very restless. 1 out. 4-4, bottom of the 14th. Hope you're hanging in there with it. White takes a ball a little bit low, 1-0 the count. Some red Sox hats down there. Yankee hats are dark black or dark blue. More activity in the stands right now than there is on the field. Here's the pitch, low outside to White, 2 balls, no strikes, and Drago behind. Drago not throwing as hard as he was an inning or so ago. It's been a long stint for Dick Drago. Poised and ready to work. The pitch, low for ball 3. 3-0 the count. Drago has walked 2 already. He's in grave danger of walking Mr. White here and putting the winning run aboard. He got to throw strikes to a guy that can't hit him out of here. Here's the delivery. He walked him. Potentially, the winning run is on. There's 1 out. Greg Nettles the batter, and again Fisk is out to talk to Drago. Nettles has had 1 hit on the night, a scratch single back in the 3rd inning. And that must have been over 3 hours ago. Whatever Fisk said was very brief. Taking a guy out of the park now has got a Red Sox jersey on. Brother. All right, 1 on, 1 out. And Nettles and Munson coming up. Don't go away. Longest game of the year for the Yankees and or the Red Sox. Drago watches the runner. Long drive, deep right center field. It's maybe it. Lynn is at the wall. He can't get it, and the Yankees win this one by a score of 6-4. Greg Nettles breaks it up with a home run over the right center field wall at the 385-foot mark. The Yankees break even in this series to move back within 8.5 games of Boston, and we'll have the summary in a moment.
The New York Yankees with a big win over Boston. This is just a 2-game set between these two teams. As we mentioned earlier, New York is now, they'll be getting out of town as soon as they possibly can. They've got a twilight doubleheader on Wednesday at Milwaukee. Boston will have the day off before starting a 4-game series against the Baltimore Orioles in Baltimore. For Boston, now 51 wins and 22 losses. And for the Yankees, 42 wins and 30 losses. Yankees now trailing by 8.5 games. However, the Yankees have put some distance between themselves and Baltimore Baltimore is now 12 games back after losing both ends of a doubleheader against the Toronto Blue Jays. And Toronto is 27 games behind going into action on Tuesday. But I'll tell you what, the worst team in the major leagues, at least as far, I shouldn't say the worst in the major leagues. Yes, I should too, because they are. Seattle at a .351 percentage, Toronto at .329. In the American League, St. Louis is the worst team in the National League at .356, so Toronto indeed is the worst team in the major leagues. But boy, are they socking it to the Baltimore Orioles, who have now lost 8 of their last 9 games. Once again, checking the scoreboard in the National League, New York 7, Chicago 2, St. Louis 2, Pittsburgh nothing in the first game of a twilight, but that second game has been delayed by rain, and we have had no indication as to whether it has been called or what the status is. Philadelphia shut out Montreal 1-0. It was Los Angeles 3, Atlanta nothing, and Houston over Cincinnati 7-4. So taking into account the games we just gave you, San Francisco and San Diego at night, nothing in there. Philadelphia leads Chicago by 2 in the East. Montreal trails by 3, Pittsburgh by 4, and New York by 9. St. Louis by 13.5. In the West, San Francisco leads Cincinnati by 2, and the Dodgers by 5.5.
Here are the totals on the game, won by the Yankees in 14 innings by a score of 6-4. New York, 6 runs. They had 14 hits and no errors. They left 9. The Red Sox, 4 runs, 13 hits, no errors. They left 10. Winning pitcher, Sparky Lyle, he is 6-1. Losing pitcher, Dick Drago, he is 2-2. Home runs by the Yankees. The winning shot by Greg Nettles was his 13th of the year, and that was the only home run hit tonight.